Hey, peace and blessings, family. Welcome to Sunday Sitting with Sisters. I am Sister Rolanda. I'm joined by my real blood sister.
What's up, Facebook land? It is and everyone else. This is Sister Khadijah. How y'all doing on this awesome Sunday?
So, sis, tell me, how was your week?
My week was very, very long, but it was a good week, full of all type of activities. But it was a week. Glad to be starting a new week, getting a fresh breath of air. Um, Life has been lifing. I'll just leave it at that. But glad today is Sunday. How about you?
I've been doing great. Been getting a lot of work done, meeting a lot of people, working on this campaign. So I feel very blessed and very honored. I definitely feel a little older though,
That
and not in
part.
a bad way. I just feel like when I see people tripping off of stuff that I tripped off of when I was 25 and they like 50 and they like 60, and
Mm,
I'll be like, where y'all been at for the last 30 years? This didn't just start today.
mm,
So it kind of, that's how I feel old. Like, why am I over here tripping on this? And they're not tripping, they just tripping on it now. Like, what was you
been there, done
doing
that.
through your 20s, 30s, 40s, and entering your 50s now? Now you concerned about things. I don't know. So that's what's making me feel a little older. Like I don't exactly know what people been doing um, out in these streets. That now
Good
they,
question.
they're concerned. So anyway, peace, brother. It was good seeing you too.
Good seeing you. So Londa, Louie's going to be coming over. To We're going to do dinner with Louie because we go back to. He reminded me
Right
yesterday
on.
we passed 3,500. Okay, Louie said we
Yeah.
go back to Mark Hopkins, Mr. Brown class. So yeah, and our moms were friends, so it's always good to be
Yes, I
with
just
people
remember that,
when
Khadijah.
our mamas know each other. So
Didn't they work
his
together?
mom is yeah, and his mom is still here. So yeah, we gotta make sure we
Oh
love
wow.
on Louie so he can love on his mama.
Right on, right on. Thank you, sis, for reminding me about that.
Mhm.
So I don't know that. So that's kind of where I've been. And I just I think the baton has been passed, but I don't know. Growing up, I remember hearing people talk about like adults this, they don't do this, and I don't think some of us had a clue on they struggle for real. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
when they were our age, they had a lot of struggle. They didn't have as many benefits as we have now. Like people usually work till
More
they die.
resources. Uh-huh.
Yeah, people worked till they
Absolutely.
died, and they had jobs, but they didn't too much like their jobs. Like they had people treating them crazy, and they didn't have social media to bust out a supervisor or bust out or somebody was being racist. And they didn't have that. They didn't have the audience or what we call platforms now to help them through hard times. So
Real
you know,
talk.
yeah. So I just kind of I feel a little old, and sometimes I feel a little um just out of sync with the niggerdom.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's because we were never really a part of the niggerdom, to be honest. Not that we're better than anybody, but it was just certain things that we chose to do in our youth, um, that kind of steered us away from the niggerdom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In
I
terms of
totally
what
agree.
music we listened to, the crowds that we hung around, the different things that we would support, different things that we became involved in, working with children at a young age, having children later in life. It was just we were just kind of out of, and our mom didn't really leave space for us to be a part of the niggerdom. And some people willingly walk into the niggerdom when they become older, and we just didn't choose to. So, and I'm so grateful. I am so grateful that I'm
I
so
am
blessed. You're
too.
not old, you're seasoned. I know that's right, Louis. He said you ain't old, you're seasoned. Um,
I hear
but yeah,
that. It's just
I
deep.
don't know. I'm just full of so many, uh, not even emotions. Just I'm just tired of people. I know that sound old. I'm so tired of certain people. I'm so tired of the way certain people move and act that call themselves people of God. I'm just tired of the niggas, in every form and fashion. So I'm just,
I,
and
do
I ain't
you
finna call
think,
myself out.
and you too, Louis, chime in, anybody out there, do you think that, I don't know, do you think black people, and I'm only speaking to that group because that's the group I'm with a lot because I'm black. Do you think we play around a lot with God? Do you think we kind of use God like you would a nice outfit, and
I
then
think
I don't
people,
know.
I'm not gonna say play around with God. I think people use God as a scapegoat. And what I mean by that is, if they do something bad, well, you God forgive me, I'm gonna pray on it. You know what I mean? They also use God to trick people. Hey Tasha, I've seen a lot of trickery. The baby's here, Tasha. I don't know if you know, but Erica had her baby today. Elijah's here. Okay. Anyway, back to topic. I think people use God as a way to get over on people. That's what I've noticed. It's become a trend to they weaponize God against people. You know, I
Mm,
see people gang banging for Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Church beefs and what congregation is bigger. I see people that are Muslims. Yes, he is so cute. I see Muslims banging against other Oh, that's a Sunni Muslim, and I'm a Black Nation of Islam Muslim. People gang bang with God, and I think that's all just man stuff. Because God is God all alone, all by Himself. He don't need no interpreters. He don't need no backup. He don't need God is God all by Himself. And so I listen to people act like they're speaking for God. That's just them speaking for themselves and using God as a shield. Louis said
mm,
we use God as a crutch. Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within. Amen. And I don't even know if people even really preach that, because if we really believe that, then some pastors and imams and all that people would be obsolete if people really were connecting with God on their own. They would be obsolete. So that's probably why we don't hear that a lot in certain religious circles, because it would make the person that's pimping the people obsolete.
yeah.
I went to a funeral of my dear brother Delbert Burrell, where we seen Louis at, and I think I kind of offended some people in the audience, and it was not my intention. When I said I told my brother, the late great Delbert R. Burrell Jr., pastor, that I didn't do church folk, and because Delbert really was a man of God, he understood what I meant by that. He didn't take offense. He
No.
said, "Okay, that's cool, because I'm a man of God." Because he didn't play church. Delbert really was about spreading there. He wanted you to have your relationship with God. And if he can help you connect to God, then that's what he would do. But he didn't take offense to that. But a lot of people were offended by that, and that was not my intention. I was just speaking my truth, because that's the only thing I can do. I can't make up a lie and pretend to be somewhere or change up my philosophy because I'm in a room full of people. I had to tell the truth. And those are the kind of conversations that me and Brother Delbert had when it came to God. We had some deep discussions about God, and he was able to meet me where I am because I am not a Christian woman. That was fine with him as long as I had some faith in a creator, in the
Hmm.
creator. And so that's where we came from. But I think people most definitely misuse, abuse God.
Yeah.
Tasha said, those who take offense by words mean that those words are a mirror of their image. Yeah, Tasha, that's how I
Yeah.
feel.
I was gonna say a hit dog a holler. What they say?
That part. Hit dog a holler. If the
So
shoe
I,
fit.
I I went to the service yesterday too. First of all, I just thought it was beautiful. I thought
Yes.
that the testament to all the people that he knew, and everybody said the same thing, that he was
Mm-hmm.
nice, he was generous, he was funny, he cared about people,
He
he took
like food.
time with people. This was the second funeral I've been to where people shared, like, who was close to him, about his struggles, but it did not take anything away from him as a man, and actually made him more human. I don't know if you
Absolutely.
remember when I'm talking about the funeral we went to back east, and
Uh-huh.
somebody's
Uh-huh.
youngest son got up and said some truth, and that person battled with the same thing that Pastor
Mm-hmm.
Burrell did. And but
Mm-hmm.
it didn't take anything away from who they were as men. Actually, it made them seem more human, like they were walking
Absolutely.
in flesh. And so when you're walking in flesh, sometimes you struggle. Some people it could be food, some people it could be alcoholism, some people it could be drugs, some people it
Some
could be
people look to be
addicted.
sex.
Yeah, some people could be
Mm-hmm.
addicted to just having people. It can't be by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things that we do in this life, and it made him look more human to me, and I it made me have that much more respect, seeing his wife, seeing his children, seeing all the people
His
at his
mother.
job,
Mm-hmm.
all the ministers. It was just beautiful. So even when people like want to act like this, we're the church gang, we know that's a bunch of bullshit because he didn't do church gangs. He was a pastor, but he wasn't into we the church gang. It's like I went from being a crip to being a
He
church man.
was a pastor who pastored the people that were not just in his flock.
Yes,
You
yes,
did
that's
not
what
have to
brother
be a
said.
member of St. Mark Missionary Baptist Church to
Right
get
on.
loved on and get a word from Delbert. If
Yeah,
he came across you in the store, he was going to talk to you. If he came across, they was talking about him in the barber shop.
yeah,
Delbert was just an all around. He is what an example of what a pastor should be. And
I
that should be to
agree.
spread the word of God. And that's what Delbert did. And I'm oh so grateful to be able to have been one of the few selected to get up and say some words about him. And I hope I did a good job. I just had to speak from the heart
You did a really
because
good
that is
job.
truly what I felt about Delbert. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna miss my early morning calls, because we talked about some stuff. And he would even put me in check, like when me and my husband was, I'd be upset like, Delbert, I don't know if I could do this, because I got married, in my late 40s. And he like, sometimes you gotta just shut up, sis, because you be wanting all. And I was like, damn, but I had to hear it. You know what I mean? He was like, that's your husband, it's not your son. And sometimes black women being single for so long, we get a mate, we talk to them as if he's our child, and that's your mate.
Mm,
So I'm super thankful for Delbert. You know what I mean? He gave me and my husband post-marital counseling because we didn't get to get to him before because there was a lot of tragedy that happened that year. Um, and it was just you let Rona speak. I did. I had to because that's I had to just come from the heart. Since the age of 18, he lived his absolute purpose. Yes, Louis, and he was unapologetic about it.
hmm.
Delbert was unapologetic about who he was. He was secure in who he was.
Right
And so
on.
he didn't have to try to do anything to fit in with other stuff. We had conversations, lots of conversations, but he was secure in who he was and he walked the walk. So it is what it is.
Right on. Right on. I'm gonna so yeah, I just felt like we could not start the show without even just acknowledging our dear brother. And the
Mhm.
beauty of life is, as the same way you're saluting someone leaving, something someone new comes to the planet almost simultaneously.
Mhm.
And I also think that's God winking at us.
That part.
You know, when someone goes, someone comes. And I felt like we got reminders of that yesterday and today.
Mhm.
So
I agree.
just very grateful, man. Just very grateful. We have another
Yeah.
comment before I put that first story up.
He wasn't here for a long time. He was here for a strong time. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I like
I
that
like
too.
that.
I like
Hmm.
that too.
True
Um,
words.
we gonna jump into this first story.
Yes, I don't know if y'all aware, but AIDS is at an all-time high in Houston. I believe it was like 42,000 cases in one week.
Wait, what?
Um, Yeah, 42,000 cases in 1 week in Houston, Texas. So yeah, uh, and it looks as if a lot of them are African American. Probably not
Mm.
all. You know what I
Keep
mean? But
coming strong.
42,000 in 1 week, and people
So,
travel. So for us to think to be in the delusional world that it's only in Houston, Texas, like don't be fooled, y'all. Be careful out here. If you slanging stuff everywhere, you popping it everywhere, AIDS is out running rampant.
so what do you think that's
What's
about?
up, babe? I see you on here. What up, Kim?
What do you think that's all about?
I think it's about people being nasty and people. We live in a world where sex is a hot commodity. Every rapper is damn near butt naked. Everybody lyrics are about having sex and licking booty holes and doing nasty stuff and pee holes and shitting and pissing on people. And so I think that's a sign of the times that we're in when we're promoting bestiality. You know, um,
Mm.
uh, uh, polygamy where all this free love, free sex, be yourself, living your truth. And I think this is the repercussions of spreading it wide and people
Wow.
not in committed relationships, just to get their urge out or get their need met. And I think this is exactly what will be. They talked about in the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah. We're living in those times. We're living in. People really follow the book. I don't follow like that, but some stuff in there I do believe it was already written. You know what I mean? And we're living in those times where I'm not surprised by this. It's sad, but I'm not surprised.
You
What do
know
you
the
think?
I share your sentiments totally, but I also think about the repercussions of when those people with AIDS, because they're not going to get the best treatment. Let's be honest, because they're not the most valuable members of our society. Let's keep it a buck. That what's going to happen to their children and their families. So most people don't remember the crack era, but I remember the crack era and how foster care boomed. So what do you think
Hmm.
going to happen when these people leave? Then again, we're going to lose, members of our family, our community that can't help you raise your children, that can't help steer our communities and, take our kids to school and give us advice and, help us with our children. I mean, I think about that impact on our family. And I think sometimes we just haven't been honest about us wanting this so-called freedom. I remember talking to someone, and they were trying to tell me how liberating it is to have other rappers like Nicki Minaj and Little Kim and Sexy Red. And I said,
Let them have
hell
their
is that?
voice.
How the hell is that liberating? When all it does is lead us down a path of destruction because we want the choice to do some stuff we know we shouldn't be doing in the first place,
Absolutely.
all for a feeling like you're empowered, but really they don't talk to you about how those same people. I watched the video yesterday. I should have saved it, where a woman talked about she was a professional stripper and how she really did not make that kind of money that they lie about. You
Hmm.
have to pay to perform. You have to pay for this. She had to pay childcare. She had to pay all of these other things, and she necessarily couldn't get any help. So I feel like we got to talk about the pain that people are experiencing and why we take those routes to even do some of the things we do or to be with some of the people that we've been with because we're lonely and people make us feel like we're just undesirable. Sister Tasha said we have a healthcare crisis.
We're in a
Absolutely.
healthcare crisis,
I wonder what
absolutely. And
Sacramento numbers are.
to back that up, Lon, the people are not going to be honest about, like you said, you watched the video and all the hardship she had to suffer and she
Yes,
wasn't really
yes.
making money, because
Uh-uh.
then they would have to walk in their truth. And people, unfortunately, in our community, a lot of people live in a delusional, made up society and world. They don't want to really look at um, the crack era and how it damn near wiped out the black family.
It sure did.
you know. But we don't want to, and we don't want to talk about that because that's going to need some accountability on our part, and we never like to say what we did wrong in our community for some reason. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it's that way, but we will never we lack accountability and responsibility, and so that's when you come into, they put crack in the black communities. The white man did all that. You know what I mean? He also put uh um vegetable seeds. We didn't go plant no goddamn plants. He also put clinics where you can, or schools where you can go become a dental hygienist, or we didn't go to school. So just because somebody has it in front of you
Don't mean
doesn't
to
mean
do
you
it.
have to partake. But we will never be able to be honest and say we were weak, we were looking for an escape and we tried crack, or I was trying to get with this man or this woman and I wanted to do crack, or I was trying to escape whatever environment I was in, I did crack. We always want to put it back that they only put it in the black neighborhoods. People just like to find reasons. Tasha said we are also in an economic crisis when you have someone outright states that they are a professional stripper. People are sacrificing their bodies to survive. And what is it? But what is an amateur stripper that you just work parties? Professional mean you in the club? Good evening, Tina. I don't even know what the hell that means. I don't. That's like being a
I don't
professional
know.
grocery store bagger. Like, do you? That's because do you bag up stuff in Macy's and not Walmart? I don't
But
even know what
I
is a
would say
professional
this.
stripper.
I agree, but I'll say this, Tasha, just to kind of add on a little bit. I do feel like we're in the times where those things are real professions. Like I know some people who, I mean, I don't know them
Well,
personally,
homeowning is the
but they,
oldest profession,
yeah,
as they
but
say.
they have been on this pole, but never had a real job. Not like they went from working at McDonald's to the pole. They never even went to McDonald's. And I feel like
Yeah,
we made it so okay in this society. See, the porn industry is $1 billion industry. It's $1 billion industry. And so, those are real. And I feel like we made it okay. In this society, we made it okay for a stripper. We made it okay for a Nikki. When you look at, you just talked about all the top female rappers, they're all from the strip club and they promote strip club culture. So right now, it's okay. Like it's okay right now to be a pedophile. I felt like yesterday I was in the pedophile's den at the church, if I had to be honest
oh
with you.
damn,
That felt like
that's
that
deep.
was the actual factory where they turn out. One man even used the term grooming in his whatever
Sermon.
sermon. Thank you, Khadijah. I was okay, and I thought to
Mm,
myself, "Damn, is he not understanding that term right now? It has a different meaning." You couldn't say we are
absolutely.
nurturing people to help take over the church, or
Cultivating.
yeah, like,
Hmm.
but he used the term grooming. And I
See.
also watched in that church, and we're gonna talk about the strippers. I seen a whole bunch of strippers walking in that church yesterday, clothes and all. I seen somebody had on a dress that was so tight, the middle of their back, it was like a line that went into the crack of their booty with her high heels. And I thought to myself, are we in church? Are we at the club? But I
Well, they're
also feel
kind of
like in
one and
my
the same
culture,
at this point,
yeah,
to be
but I think we
honest.
also made it okay. I think that's why you can have a professional stripper because we said it is okay to be a stripper.
Wait a minute. Tasha said, "Oh, I was typing and that struck me. Hold on, goodness, yes,
No,
yes."
I'm
And
serious.
what
I
was
mean,
so
I
funny?
yeah,
Me and my sister are so connected because I wasn't sitting by her in the church. I was in the choir stand. But when we got home and we debriefed, that was the first thing we both brought up because we work with around young people and we know the ways that people groom our young people to do
yeah,
sex things or sell drugs or anything not right.
yeah.
That grooming part, well, it was, yeah,
That was
yeah,
real. That was real for me. So I'm not dishing strippers. Do what you got to do, but I know that there's a toll. And I don't know,
hell
I
yeah.
feel like Khadijah, I don't know if people grew up the way we grew up. Like I'm not a church person. I'm not a Christian. I'm a spiritualist, but I grew up in church, so I am used to a certain protocol when it comes to church, like how do you dress. Like I don't go on the church showing my thighs. I don't go on the church showing my titties. Or the cleavage, if you will. I don't wear see-through things.
Well,
Like I always feel like
the
when you go
same,
to the Church of God, you have to be respectful. This is a sacred, a holy place to me.
but then that's exactly what it's supposed to be. But you also don't do that in everyday life. You don't walk around with your titties out. You don't
That's
walk
true.
around with see-through clothes on. You don't walk around with your camel toe showing. You don't walk around with your booty clapping because you got a thong on and you got a big booty. There's certain things
That's
you
true.
don't do in your personal life. And I
That's
think we have got so far removed from decency.
true. Ooh.
People used to say everything should be done decent and in order.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still some of the old schools holding on. I've seen a lot of sisters in the choir stand with the long jean skirts on,
I did too.
making sure they didn't, but there are those, like you reminded me of this. You said church is a place for sick people, for people
It's
that
a
need to be
it's a
healed.
hospital for sinners, not a museum for saints. I
Yeah, there we
remember
go.
that
And
distinctly.
so you have to keep that in mind when you're looking around in church. You can't walk into church expecting everybody to be perfect or to have some decency, because that's not being cultivated at all to be decent. Like we were in church on Friday night, and the sister had on, she had came straight from work and her shirt. Once she sat down, her skirt went up. One of the older women gave her a black shawl to put over her knees.
Right on.
Decency. You know what I mean? So there are still those that are out there, but unfortunately, people be in church trying to catch a man, even though it's only like 7, 8 in there. They be in there trying to catch somebody. And Delbert was a pastor, so all the pastors was out. So everybody put on their best clothes to come in there and try to snag one of them pastors or to take somebody's husband. Because that happens in
I,
church too.
well, hold on now. Well, the other interesting part, because now that you say that, I always am liking that come as you are is the people who don't know God. But these are
Yeah.
people who profess to know God. That statement's for people who don't know. It's like saying you want to try out, just show up and try out. But if you tried out before, if you're on a team, there's a protocol you have. That
Mm-hmm.
statement is not for you because you're supposed to know better. Back in the day, even when you didn't know God and you knew you were going to a church, you tried to look like straight up, even if that wasn't even your background. You just knew you
Yeah.
seen people going into church and they kind of looked nice. You didn't come in there with your booty out and stuff like you just didn't do that. I think God wants you to come, but I also think He wants you to have some common sense. Like, you know me, that's not how you show up to me.
Decorum. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I also think men, I say that it felt like a grooming den because I looked at the old ass pimps up there. I looked at the old ass nigga in them suits and just talking shit. Like if you had to have built a hospital and a bank and a hospital, a bank, what else we need to survive in a school in order to be up in that poor pit, none of them would have been up there.
I
That's the
speak.
sad part. Because all you got to do in our culture and the black culture, some of it is put on suits and profess to know God and been through a struggle, and then all of a sudden you sitting up there. Why? When
Mm-hmm.
most of y'all have horrible backgrounds with the people. Some of
Mm.
y'all shouldn't even be around a dog, let alone other human lives. What you laughing at?
It's to you.
Oh,
Natasha said that is the sanctuary. You skip one. Go
oh, I'm
back
sorry.
up
Let me go
one.
back up. Sorry.
Um, that is the sanctuary. How are you doing that? I'm looking to be blessed or showing respect. But I don't. But sometimes people aren't looking for blessings from God. They want
Neither
blessings
am
right
I.
here on earth and
That's exactly it.
immediate results. And that might mean a new man. That might
Yeah.
be that could be the side chick. That might be it
Yep.
depends on what you're looking for. Everybody blessings look different. To me,
Yeah.
me having my health, having a family that love me, having a peace of mind, that's blessed. For some people, it's a new car, it's a fancy ring, it's the
Yeah.
man, it's the pastor, so I could be the
I don't
first
think it's
lady.
about morals.
Everybody blessings are different. Yeah.
I don't think it's about
Tasha said,
morals.
"Come as you are." Or for those who believe that because you couldn't afford a decent outfit, that is okay. That is not to discourage them, but this is something different here. Goodness, yeah,
Yeah, I just think when
yeah.
you're a believer, like it's something like this. When you have a car that you love, do you let anybody sit in your car? Do you let people get in your car with muddy boots? Do you let
Mm-hmm.
people like shit on your seat? Do you let people come and smell like onions? I know people who have new cars and they be like, you can't eat that chip in here. Take them goddamn shoes
Yeah,
off. You've
well,
been stepping. We treat that car like it's something sacred. You can't do that for your God. Come on now. You can't do that for your God, but you'll treat a car like it's the best thing you've ever had.
some of these people, women cheat they lace front better than they do God. They make sure it's washed and conditioned and blow dried and trimmed and plucked right and trimmed right. And then they can just do anything with God. I don't
And
know.
what the crazy part is? Now I'm about to be a little, I don't say messy, but I've been in synagogues. I've been in, I'm just going to say the synagogue. I've been in some white churches. The people come looking like they going to the school board meeting. They come, they praise God, and then they pay their tithes and they leave. It is not a fashion show.
I'm serious,
Nobody comes
Margarita.
in.
The lace
I'm being
front.
serious. Huh? Yeah.
Margarita,
Sorry.
I'm serious.
You know what I mean? But I just feel like the sad part about it is, for black people, for some black people, we feel like God is not the God we say it is. It really is a place for you to do a fashion show, for you to wear your best. I don't know. It just felt weird. It didn't feel
And you know what? I would
like
be
when I've been
okay
to some
with
other
all,
churches.
and I think that's fine. Everybody can worship how you would like, but I would like for your interior to match how good you look on the outside. People be looking so pulled together and looking decent. They don't speak to you. They don't give you a smile. They don't make you feel welcome. Not everybody, but some places. If you wanted, that's your time to dress up. Because my mom used to put on her Sunday best. That's why it's called Sunday best. But she also will walk up out of there and see somebody and say, "Hey, how you doing?" How people put on their Sunday best and look great, but be pure evil on the inside. Like they don't know have any relationship with God. You know, you go to a white church because we used to go. I didn't go, but we had children that went to Catholic church. You leave out of there, everybody smiling. And they just had a meet. They just worshiped God. So they coming out of there feeling a little bit lighter, a little a happiness, a joy within you when you leave there. You should
Yeah.
be able to come out of there smiling, saying hi to people. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
some
I
people
agree.
do use it to dress up because where the fuck else they going? They
I,
don't go nowhere. I'm not trying to be funny. That's like they time to show off they new heels. I'm being honest. I'm just being
Khadijah,
honest.
I seen some heels in there that's like, why y'all got this shit on at church? Let's just be honest. Like,
And
no,
you more old school than
that's
you
why
think.
nobody caught the Holy Ghost and started running because they would break their goddamn neck. So that just wasn't happening. But the other part is I had to make this distinction between going to a regular white church. You know, I've been to a few. That they sound like the Partridge Family when they sing their gospel tunes. There ain't nobody heavy, nobody yelling and breathing on the damn thing. They thank you, Jesus, thank you, my Lord. Then they sit the fuck down. The man get up, he read straight out the Bible, tell a little story. They get finished, they sing another song. Thank you, Lord. Then they pay their tithes, and then they don't even beg for the tithes. They just say, "Hey, time to pay offering." People, you know, in their church, they've already paid most of their offering. They ain't got to lock the door and make you, you know, give an offering. And then you leave, and on the way out, sometimes they may have some cookies and a little coffee. And I've been to a real nice church right off of the freeway off of Elk Grove Boulevard.
And we all
Uh,
worship differently. Black
yeah,
people,
but
for us,
what
when we
I'm
sing,
saying that to
sometimes it
say,
comes from our
Khadijah,
soul. Go
I'm
ahead.
saying that to say, it just felt different. It just for me, Londa, it feels
Hmm.
like a
We
fashion
want to
show
talk to.
with
We know
us,
it's you.
and and then we get
Hmm.
down to the moral part, we'll be, you know, like the shit just felt weird. Now, mind you, I'll be in a white church, and I'll be like, damn, I know I'm in a white church. I could almost tell I'm in a white church, but I don't. Ain't much to see there. That's why they be out of there in an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Hmm.
They don't be in there getting out at 3 o'clock when they started at 10. And I'm just saying, because you know we got to add on stuff. I do appreciate when they can keep the time, but I just feel like with us, it's always these extras, you know, and we don't do extra in building. Nobody say, hey, we all got at this meeting. Maybe we should do a community garden. Hey, maybe we should try to build a store. Hey, maybe we should build a clinic. Hey, maybe we should try to do a credit union. Like I'll never see those extras like that for shit that really count.
Hmm.
Just saying, that's just Londa. I also feel like this couple in Virginia, because we so busy wanting to look a certain way, we got this shit happening under our nose. And are we? I mean, I'm just flabbergasted when I seen this shit here.
I'm not. I'm not flabbergasted.
You
Listen,
are,
you
yeah.
look at any documentaries, a lot of times people that look like this are adopt children and abuse the fuck out of them. But I think it's sad that it's 20 charges. They use the black adopted children as slaves because there are not a lot of black people that become foster parents and adopt children. We stopped doing that. At one point, there were a lot of black foster parents. You know, they wanted to make sure the children could stay in a particular ethnicity group that could relate to them, know how to do their hair and all that. Look at these fucking people. What would they be doing with some black kids, y'all, other than abusing them? They don't
So
have
he,
anything in common with them. And it's
mm,
sad because a lot of black people are not becoming foster parents or adopting children. People don't even want to take in their own family members.
uh,
I know people in foster care right now that have humongous families that somebody should be able to take a child in. And that's when they get put in the hands of people like this that abuse the privilege of trying to um, care for some children. This is crazy. Speechless. The system completely failed. Completely, Tasha. Completely.
but you know, Khadijah speak. I agree with you, but I also know, man, there's so many
Hey, Trey Trey.
circumstances. There's so many circumstances. This shit. Like I've been to West Virginia on the road trip. We went and looked at coal because they're famous for coal. A lot of these people hate Obama because they felt like he messed up their industry. Right. This is where the Hatfields and McCoys are from. Let me give y'all a
Mm-hmm.
little historical. I thought that was fake, some shit from the Flintstones. I didn't know that was a real family.
Real family.
West
Mm-hmm.
Virginia, right? Separating Virginia and West Virginia. However, when we were there was one long street, and the rich black people lived at the top, and the rest of the poor white people and the middle class lived down at the bottom, but they were on the same street.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell you something where we are. So I don't know how these people ended up in West Virginia with these white parents, but I will say this because I got to keep it a buck on this. As much as I want to blame the system and white people, I know black people who hate their family so much that they would take their kids away and then have them be adopted, be
Live
in
with
foster
somebody
care with
else.
these
Uh-huh.
people. They keep them with
Mm-hmm.
their family. I have them in
Uh-huh.
my family.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as I want to act like the system, well, we don't even know, you know what I mean, that our kids is even in foster care because the parents move them away
Yeah.
because they
I
so
don't know that.
butthurt
So
that they
thank
want the
God.
best human being they could be. You understand what I'm saying? And then they end up with these monsters because some of us love these people so much we even love their monsters.
Well, most definitely. No, most definitely. This is sad, but true, true. Yes, it is. It's very true. And it's very,
Oh, you
very
keep pushing
sad.
coming. I'm sorry.
Um, I don't, hey, sister friends. Hey, Trey, Trey. I've never understood why they would even allow it. Yeah. And at one time, they tried to place children with people that they thought were culturally connected. Now they try to just put them where the fuck they at because there's
Anywhere.
so many children in foster care.
Yes.
So if you want them, cool. You back to pass the background, buy, have them. They don't do real good home studies. They don't come back and check. They don't. There's a lot of stuff they don't. If somebody was doing regular checks, this would have been caught a long time ago.
Yes.
But once they put them in the home, it's like cool. Whoo, let me deal with the other 20,000 on my caseload.
Yes. Yes. I just feel like
So
this is fucking ridiculous. And I hope somebody.
I know somebody right now that is trying to get uh the police and them to take their child because the child is kind of teenager and buck wild and the mom didn't always wasn't the best example, so she's trying to turn him over to the police. And it's like, wait, that's your child. You created who he is, so now you need to deal with it. But people are so quick to put their responsibilities on someone
All
else.
the
They're trying to
people.
give up their child. I want to just give up my rights as a parent. Well, you don't get to do that. You don't
Mm,
get to do that.
that is deep. No, you right, Khadijah. You right. So I just
Tasha said the trauma inflicted on these kids will be displayed when they get older. No matter the outcome, nobody should wonder why. Yeah, most definitely.
yeah, display on them even before they get older. Some how they interact with
Hmm.
other kids.
Yep.
You know, let me ask you, Khadijah, do you feel like, y'all, this is not a stretch, I want to know what y'all think. So this case is clear cut. Like, we can even connect this back to historical traumas for Black people, right? Like slavery and all that stuff. But what do
Hmm.
you call it when Black people do that with their own? When we have kids
Self
that we like,
hatred.
okay,
Self hatred. Don't give a fuck. Um, And some people, you know how they say you want each generation to be better. Some people are so bitter about their childhood that they inflict harm on their own children because they don't want them to have a good childhood. It'd be
yes,
like you may not have had everything, and so you may have an auntie or uncle or grandparent trying to nurture that child and give them something great, and the parent is so jealous of the child that they will
hmm,
purposely do things to um, take take them off the straight and narrow and put them on a crooked path, so they have to struggle and have hard times like the parent. Because
mm,
I've seen some parents that are jealous of their children. And so when somebody tries to come in and show them a better way of life or show them a different way of life, not necessarily better, but a different way to
hmm,
cope with anger, to cope with depression, to cope with
hmm,
sadness, to cope with bullying, they all right, leave them alone. I had to do it. Don't want their children to have any resources, no
I see,
backup, nobody
I
to make
see,
it. So I think and I think they're pieces of shit too, just like these white people. We may
yeah,
not, some black people may not treat their children like slaves, but you damn sure don't treat them like humans.
mm,
You make them do everything that slaves do. They have to
whew,
wash, clean, uh, tend to your every need, take care of their siblings, hide
mm,
all your secrets and your lies.
yes,
You know what I mean? Turn the other
yes,
cheek to get hit and abused. You have to wear long
mm,
sleeve shirts to school in the summertime because you got upset because he kept asking you, can y'all go outside? And you reach over and hit this motherfucker with a hanger or something and cut the baby arms up. So you got to, I know people like that.
yeah,
And then when you call and check them on it, they get mad and they take their kids away so you can't see them no more because you're going to report their ass and you call them out on the misery they're inflicting on their children. I know people like that.
me too, Khadijah.
Yes, and when I
Unfortunately,
was a foster parent, they placed some white kids with me temporarily. They hurried up and moved those kids from me. Yeah, they want them to be with people where they feel like they fit in their natural. They don't want them to be displaced.
yes, yeah, another
This
comment.
is happening silently now because the system wants them to fail. Wait, what's happening now, Tasha? Self hatred, some real talk right there. It is, Tracy. It's self hatred, and it's so sad because our mothers and our fathers from a different time wanted us to be better than they were as
Yes,
parents, better than they were in economics, better
yep,
than they were in decision making, better than they
hmm,
were in finances. Now, people don't give a fuck with their kids. if they're better than
Mm,
them. They don't
that's
want
true.
them to be better than them. Because
They
I
really
had to
don't.
struggle, you got to struggle. It builds character and stupid shit like that. It's just so sad but true. It is so sad. Tasha said a runaway. I had a runaway run to my home. Beautiful young girl. Her father was so mad he punched her in the stomach. She ran again. The aunts came to my house yelling, blaming me. I checked them at the door. Don't play because I will turn you in. And that's what the fuck I would have did. As soon as they put up my doorstep, I'd have said, hold on, somebody's coming to see you. And I would have called CPS and the police. Because shouldn't no man be punching no girl in her damn stomach. And if the aunt is so full, the aunt should have been whooping his ass. I wish one of my nieces would call him like, Aunt Tuffy, my dad punched me in my stomach. I'm on my way to his house. Like, what? Why are you hitting on these goddamn girls? So that's crazy. I had another runaway, and her sister threatened to call the police on me. I said, do it, and I will report y'all too. Trust me, I'm protecting these kids. Yeah, I'm telling. I'm a big time snitch when it comes to these children's well being. If it's them or you, it's you.
Right on.
It's you every time. I'm
Well,
agreeing with you. This is happening today and it is silent, but I am checking these parents that abuse these kids. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm
And
trying
so
to pull
many
up this.
family members overlook the abuse because it's a family member. They overlook it and they give excuses. Well, he used to get whooped, so he don't know, or her mama wasn't there when they was there, so they overlook stuff. No, turn their ass in. The kids deserve it. They deserve freedom from abuse. So this is Aaliyah Thomas, banned from the 2024 Olympics, ordered to compete with men as a transgender woman, and she tried out for the Olympic swim team, and they said no. For the women, they said no. You have to go compete with men. So let me read Tracy's comment. Yes, and it starts at home. And how are we raising them with the type of morals and values? The love has to be there. Yeah, and some people have children, but they don't love them. And I know that might
Mm,
sound strange and harsh,
damn, that's
but
hard.
some people have children so that they can
I
say they
just,
had children
yeah.
and they're not really concerned with their upbringing, instilling values and morals and integrity and
Okay.
dignity and history. They're having them so they can say they have children. No love is there. No maternal
Mhm.
instinct, no
None at
nurturing.
all.
The child don't get regular hugs, don't get positive affirmations. They go through the
Mhm.
motions of just having children. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll throw up in their face, well, I'll give you food, clothing, and shelter. That's the basics you're supposed to do. What about love? What about encouragement? You know what I mean? Like some parents, they just have children so they can say they have kids. I've seen it.
That's real talk.
And then we'll take away the support that they have that gives them that nurturing because you want them to feel like they have to struggle to be a kids supposed to be children. They're supposed to be able to be worry free for as long as they can be. They have the rest of their lives to worry about the ills of the world.
Hello.
That should not be exposed to them as children. It should not. That is so true. I have more kids now than I even birthed because their parents refuse to be present. Yeah, they just have them. It's almost like a trophy that yeah, I had sex before, and yeah, I'm a woman. I have a child, or yeah, I know some men who drop babies like they, uh, 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 raindrops is falling just so they can say they spread their sperm around. I have no connection to their kids, not present in their life, don't attend any celebrations, don't call them on the phone, don't participate in any of their upbringing, but they like to brag on the kids they got, even though they're not
Mm,
active in their lives.
that's deep.
Unfortunately, people have kids they don't love or want. Absolutely, Margarita. Absolutely. And it's
Mhm.
sad. And at one time, this was not our community. This is not how Black people acted, y'all. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I was
Not
in the
back in the
times when
day.
we didn't do this. It was far and few between.
Yeah.
Out of a group of 20, maybe one or two be like, oh, now this 20, it's 19 out of 20. It's
Yeah, that's
15 out of
crazy.
20. Thank you. Enjoy being kids. They shouldn't know anything about bills or nothing. No, we put so much stress and baggage on these kids, and then we wonder why the suicide rate for children are high.
Yeah.
They're dealing with the pressures of school, not fitting in sometimes, or not feeling like they belong because of the
Mhm.
insecurities the parents put on a child. And then they go to school and it's compounded on all the shit they're dealing with at home. And these young people are taking their lives.
We
8,
got some
9, 10
comments.
years old. Or they are having kids to trap the man. Sorry, sis, that strategy does not work. It has never
That
worked.
never worked.
That has never worked. I couldn't imagine going through life not being loved by my parents. So sad you used to at least have grandma. Yes, Margarita. And the grandmothers, we don't even have them anymore. We were strong and powerful people. Yes, we were, Donetta. We were. And it's just, I don't know what happened to us. I don't know. And I know crack came and that had some part to do with
But
it.
but
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 so
crack came, Khadijah, but it was a rolling effect because if
hmm
in the crack and I go to the crack area, I think I talked to that more with my kids than any other time in history, because when crack came and your grandmother had to raise your 8 siblings because both of your parents was out here either selling drugs or using drugs, she got tired, her feet
and
swollen, she
sometimes
got
it pushed.
hypertension,
I
she
feel say,
frying
and some
chicken, they
and
eating
s-
potatoes. I mean,
and
all
then
that shit breaks you
sometimes
down.
then the pressures of that would turn the grandmama to crack.
Yes.
Hmm.
So what I'm saying it to say, then the tradition that you would have gotten passed down, you didn't get.
Yep,
I'll
I
be
agree.
saying stuff and people be like, my grandparents wasn't like that. And I'll be like, damn, I didn't think about it like that. Some people, I'm their grandmother's age. They said, my grandmother ain't nothing like you. My grandmother still be going to the club. This is shit the kids be telling me. And I'll be like, huh? They're like, oh yeah. Like that. I mean, what they ask you, where are you from? Here? I'm from right here. And they'd be
Hmm.
like, you are? Yes, I'm African American. What you think I was? But that's sad because that speaks to the time that we're in. Because I remember grandmothers taking time with you. They already did they partying back in the day. So they had nothing but time to give you. You couldn't do no bad shit with Big Mama and them. They right there. That's why you go to with Big Mama in the house. She gonna watch you. She
Hmm.
gonna sit there with you and look over your homework, even if she couldn't. Her
Read
reading
it
and
right.
writing level wasn't up
Hmm.
to that level,
Hmm.
but she still can make sure you filled in every goddamn thing and maybe
Hmm.
have you read some sentences to her. This weekend, and then we're gonna get to this next subject. Oh, you read that last comment, a couple comments, Khadijah?
But we were still resilient. I was that parent, but I changed my narrative. No excuses. That's what I'm
Right
talking about.
on.
When you know better, you do better. So you knew better and you did better. So
That's right.
kudos to you, sis.
That's
Big
right.
Mama's in the club twerking right now, girl.
So listen, I want to just take back the night over here, and I felt like I was in a Lifetime movie. I had my sister busting up laughing about the shit I seen. But what I did see was a lot of parents with their children, and they was focused on the kid. They walked to all the booths. The kids collected all kind of junk out there. They had hot dogs, hamburgers, ice cream, popcorn. Because I gave out popcorn. I was there. They made cookies. And what I noticed is I
They
noticed
did face
everybody was
painting.
focused on their kid.
Hmm.
Everybody was focused on their kid. And it was very patriotic because it was that kind of neighborhood that I was at. But I thought to myself, this is interesting. I don't know. They kids wasn't running them amok like that because they was like, it was like kids were being kids. Girls' daddy was holding a little purse with their popcorn in it, and boys was doing the same thing. Their dad was out there, chasing around throwing the ball. I said, wait a minute. I really felt like I was in a Lifetime movie. No bullshit. That
Because
focus
other
on kids.
communities still treat their children like children. They like to preserve their innocence for as long as they can. We like to take some, not we, I'm saying we as in black people, not all of
I
us.
get that. I get
We
that.
don't give a shit about our children's innocence. We have them in so much grown people. At one time, we couldn't sit around
Mhm.
grown folks when they talk.
You
You
so
had to
couldn't.
leave the room. And you knew to get up, like, oh, my mama friend here, I'm going outside. Or you couldn't
Yeah,
sit in their face and know all the
absolutely
stuff,
couldn't.
all the ills of the world.
Could not.
Tamara says, that is the reasonable responsibility of the parents to be present and accountable to the total welfare of their emotional, physical, spiritual, and financial growth.
You right,
Yeah,
sis.
I absolutely agree
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
But
Come on,
I
y'all.
don't know where it is where we just it's like we turn our children into heartless individuals. Because when you grow up with a mama or a daddy who is heartless, it's hard to have love for somebody when you never felt love from those who gave you life.
That's deep.
You just know that's why when you say, "Oh, these the young kids go out and kill each other," they have no love at home. If you look at a lot of these young killers and go look at their mamas, there's no love there. There's no nurturing. There's no anything there. It's like I'm giving you shelter and some clothes and you eating. Get the hell on. No, I'm not going to teach you right from wrong. You'll figure it out in the streets. No, mama, can I get a
Yeah.
hug? No, boy, go on. I want to hug you. I've seen people not be with their kids a whole weekend, and then the kids be like, "Mom, I want to get a hug." And the mom be like, "Boy, stop." Like, damn, he wants a hug. He ain't seen you in 5 days. Or he went away to summer. He was at his grandma's house, whatever. No nurturing, no love. And so you're turning these young children into heartless individuals with no feelings and no emotion. They like
Mm-hmm.
walking robots. That's why they have no connection. That's why the black on black crime is so rampant. We have no connection to each other. It was the Stop the Violence song when they talked about a black on black crime. You know what I mean? No love there. How can I can kill something I don't feel no connection to? Like when people go hunting, they have no connection to the goddamn deer. They don't have no connection to the buffalo
Mm-hmm.
head. They're out killing animals. We have no connection to each other, and so we'll take each other out like it's nothing. Other communities are invested in the success of of their kids. Absolutely, we brought into the demise of our children. That is deep and true.
That is so
Other
true.
community, yeah, come on, yeah, yeah, wow.
That's really true. Look, y'all, real quick, I'm trying to keep us on the time thing. We talking some stuff tonight. So, what do you think about this person having to compete with the men?
I think that's excellent because it's a man. So I think that's rightfully where he should be. He could put on fingernails and eyelashes and raise his voice up high. He still have men's chromosomes. He should be competing against men who have the same strength and ability that he has. I think that was spot on. Kudos to the Olympics.
Yeah. I also think another thing. I think we can give everybody what they want. Maybe that's just my
And they should just have a
thinking.
transgender.
I was getting ready to say
Yep,
that
yep.
section, and then they can compete against other people who are just as they are. And then they don't have
Hmm.
to worry about balancing chromosomes and all that stuff. I just feel like, because if to a girl that been working hard and then this dude comes in, you're like, come on now, like, shit, like, come on. And I also think he could be the best of the transgenders. But I think you don't get
Hmm.
to come and women, we got all kind of stuff working it, doesn't work for us, if you will. And I don't know. I feel like we're gonna have to find some real balance, and I don't think that's hard to do as human beings.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's hard to do. Up comment.
I think that's fair. It's not fair for him to compete with women. Boxers don't compete in different weight class. Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So I
Yep,
I I,
that's very
I
true.
I'm like, okay. Notice they got him standing next to the
Michael
major
Phelps.
swimmer, and I wonder if he competed in with those kind of people before, and then made the switch.
It
Because I
wasn't
wonder
the
if that's
best.
where some of this stuff comes from. Because a lot of times I feel like a millionaire, but I can't walk in the bank and people treat me like one. Like, let me get that million out of there. Like nobody. I don't know. It's this feeling thing. It's always. I'm not trying to be funny, but it tends to always be white people, white men in particular. Not trying to be funny though. It's like they feel like they have the right to be whatever. And as a black person, I've just been trying to live as a free person without all this
Hmm.
stuff, and I can't even get that. But you just
Hmm.
get the switch in the middle of the stream, and I'm
And I
just
feel
trying to,
like certain people like this, they didn't never get picked for kickball. They wasn't good. They wasn't good at certain things with other people like them, men, or they wasn't good at that. So they think, let me try to compete against somebody that I think I can beat against
yes,
because I can't hold a candle to the other men because I'm not that good. So let me, use my strength against a woman because they consider women to be weaker. And that might be a lady that probably dog his ass in swimming. You know what I mean? Maybe he's just not a good athlete. That
wow,
don't mean because you with the woman, but I think people like this, they wasn't good at certain things, so they tried to up the playing field, for lack of a better word, or
yeah,
up their chances of being successful. I heard, but I'm not sure if it's true. He was number 400 with the men and then number one with the women. That's my point. He can't
that's
hold a candle to
the
these people because if you
honestly,
good, you
yup.
good.
Yeah, I just feel like it's always white men. And my thing is, if you're a man and now you're a woman, that's great. But I feel like when you try to make other people sign on to it, that's where it kind of goes left. I think you just have to live your life the same way black people just keep living, even though we in a racist ass society and things happen to us and we get the work. We wasn't allowed to get certain things, and still to this day, we still dealing with redlining and all kind of stuff like that. But we still just keep living. They just want to change up. They want, because he's a white man, he feel like everybody should back
That's
his
his
decision
privilege.
because that's
That's his
that
privilege.
privilege. And I hate to say it like
Yep.
that, but I just feel like none of this stuff would
Well, it
be
is
pushed
what
as
it
far as it
is.
had if white men wasn't leading it, because they know they have power. This
Now, can
society was
y'all
set up
imagine?
just for them.
Can y'all imagine if Mike Tyson said he wanted to box with the women?
Well, it depends on who was
Hell
boxing.
no.
If he was a boxing some black woman, they wouldn't care. But if it was a white woman, they would have something to say about it. Let's
There
just
is
be
no way
honest.
in the world they'd be like, hell no, absolutely not. Come on now. So yeah, we
Yeah.
can get off of him. I'm
Sister said,
find
find
your
your
lane
lane.
and stay in it.
That I'm
I
right
love it.
there. I just feel like they just, I just, when there's a white man, I'm always like, here we go. They just
Them
can't
the
just be
shenanigans.
yourself. Like, how we gonna know? Hey, I know some women who are what they call trans men. They don't even tell nobody. They just walk in the men's bathroom, sit in the toilet, do stand up or whatever they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. But because you're a woman, that's what you do. When you're a woman, you just get in the lane and you move. See, men have to stop and be recognized, but women, we just go with the flow. We don't want to say,
Hmm.
I'm getting privilege. I'm a man now. I've never seen not no black trans men, maybe white
And you
women.
barely see it from the white ones, really, to
Yeah.
be honest. You barely see it from them either. It was one that tried to box, got knocked out in I think 10 seconds. Did you see that?
Oh no.
She tried to box, she got knocked out within 10 seconds.
Who was she boxing against?
A man, and it was like a light featherweight or something. And he knocked her out within 10 seconds.
Wow. I didn't know that,
Yep.
sissy.
Hmm.
All right. What about this Supreme Court ruling today? Oh, shoot. Sorry.
Supreme Court ruled that people without homes can be arrested and fined for sleeping in public spaces. Um, I think that's horrible because where the hell are they supposed to sleep at? And there's so many people that I know people that work that are homeless because they cannot afford the spike in rent and stuff like that, and they're single income family people, so they can't even. It's not like they homeless because they lack responsibility. They homeless because they really cannot afford to live anywhere.
Yeah.
So for us to be able to send money to other places and back other things, and people out here sleeping on concrete is crazy.
And a lot of them are veterans, which means they served the country. That's like a
Mm-hmm.
third of the homeless.
Yep.
And the other third is black women with children.
Yep.
Because we know the rent is high and you're a single mom with your 5 kids and Section 8 is all used up. They can where do you think they're going?
And it's people on Section 8 that don't even shouldn't even have the shit,
I agree.
that are able-bodied people that can go get 2, 3 jobs and pay the rent, but you're getting Section 8 because you're a young person. You know what I mean? Like it's not you're not even you out of college. I'm not even finna get on that because I could go all day. Not only that, how will they pay the fine? Where will they go? It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And some of them may want to get arrested. At least they have a bed and some meals.
Yeah. I don't know how we talk about uh this is America. Bring me your hungry, bring me your poor. Well, you already have them inside the house. Take care of
And
the
ain't
people
doing a
inside the
damn.
house before you start letting other people come in. That's what I don't
Somebody
understand.
said, Donetta said, take care of home first.
Yeah, yeah. I just
Yeah,
feel
I
like
think
this
this
is
is sad. It is gonna be, and I don't. That's where we at. Yeah, and I don't even know how effective this will be because the jails will be overpopulated more than it already is. There are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people on the street here in Sacramento.
yeah,
Just in Sacramento. We're not
yeah,
even talking about the surrounding areas. So
yeah.
if they fined and jailed and arrested everybody, it will be no room in the jails for anyone, for nobody doing real crime. Because nobody.
That's just sad though, Khadijah. It just, I don't know.
It
It just
is.
makes me sad. I just feel like we got a real problem, and I feel like we never want to address stuff, but we got room for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yep.
Just saying. I don't know. The homeless situation always makes me feel really sad because I feel like this is a country that let everybody and their mama in here, but hasn't taken care of the people who took care of them. Because I'm pretty sure when you come to our homeless vets, they didn't have to sign up for the military, even though that's probably their
That
way out
part.
of, trying to take care of their family. But we
Mm-hmm.
forget that a lot of black people got out the ghetto because they was in the military. I don't even know if most of us even understand that.
And for me, this is a touchy situation because our mom was a single parent, and we
Yeah.
probably was one paycheck away from homelessness. To be completely
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
this could very well have been our upbringing, or our life story. You know, because we was barely making ends meet growing up.
Yes, we were.
They
That ain't
protected a
wrong.
country who are not protecting them. People are desperate, and when jail or institutions become an option, we need to stop and go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
I
I
agree.
agree.
Hey,
I agree.
cousin Curtis Audrick.
Hey,
Um,
yeah, that just made me sad. I just felt like, wow. And apparently something's wrong when we have this many homeless people. These are not
yeah,
all mentally ill people. Like, give me a
nope.
damn break. Like,
Mm.
something's terribly wrong in our society. And that's why I think, sometimes I feel like a lot of us are just hypocrites. Like, one minute we be mad about we think somebody is racist, and then we'll watch somebody fund the genocide and act like, well, they ain't happening
Mm.
here. But this was the dude who funded what happened to us in the '90s, and all them black men got locked up. But somehow we conveniently
Absolutely.
forgot that. Like I don't know,
Well,
our
we
rage is so selective.
black people have selective memory. We like to remember anything that's gonna make us feel good, and we forget all the stuff that we need to be really concerned about.
Yeah,
We have selective memory as
yeah,
a people.
I know.
So the Lakers GM um made a comment about LeBron, forced them to hire his son as a Laker.
And
But in
I'll be
this, he
honest with
said,
you, it
"Oh,
was fucking
let y'all hear it."
nepotism. You have to understand that JJ and I didn't want to pick him, but LeBron didn't give us a choice. He told us either the Lakers pick Bronny or he would demand a trade to the Celtics. LeBron said he'd go for a three-peat with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Bronny might be shorter than a garden gnome, and he might lay more bricks than a tequila-fueled Mexican construction worker. But his dad made us draft him. We drafted Bronny James.
Now,
Did y'all hear?
did y'all hear that shit?
the-
Did y'all hear that?
First of all, he called his son a gnome, talking about his height. But then he went on to say, he hit more bricks than a tequila filled Mexican bricklayer. If that ain't some racist shit, I don't know what is. Yeah, Latasha, yes. What? Y'all heard what he said. The issue of homelessness is out of control. I don't believe there's enough resources to combat the growing epidemic. The cities, churches, and government must stand up to address the issues. I agree. But yeah, I agree, Tamara. Tamara or Tamara, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But yeah, I heard this man is such a damn racist. First of all, there are coaches whose sons play in the NBA on their team, and they never went through a draft pick because their daddy was the coach they playing. So for him to try to use this and then put that he needs to be fired immediately. Yeah,
I
he
agree.
ain't going nowhere.
I
He
agree
ain't going nowhere.
with his
They
arrogant
just
ass.
hired a coach for the Lakers who used to work with the WNBA, and he was calling the black girls niggers. Lakers just hired him as a head coach. So I don't know. Lakers kind of showing their car. I don't know if y'all know this TV show that's on Hulu called Clipped, and it's about the Lakers. And it's showing how the Lakers, I mean not the Lakers, the Clippers owner was very racist, and he was dating a black girl that was mixed. And so she was secretly recording him, and he was saying all his team was black. He was saying some of the most racist, degrading things about his black players. Then he would tell her, don't start looking black. You starting to look like a nigger. And so it's the TV show called Clipped. I've been watching it, and it's a trip. So it's a whole bunch of people that think like him. They say the NBA stand for nothing but Africans, and they make money off of them. If y'all ever look at draft day, they standing up there like slaves on the
Yes.
auction block.
Yep.
They wanted to get the biggest, blackest, tallest one in football. They want to get the tallest one, the blackest one in basketball. That's like the new auction block for Negroes.
That's deep,
So I'm
Khadijah.
not surprised by anything this man is saying. That's why we only have very few general managers that are black, very few black head coaches, because that's nothing but the modern day plantation. And they pay these brothers big bucks. I'm not saying they don't deserve the money, but that's why a lot of them, but they make sure they get what a white girl to get that money right on back to white folks. Kobe gone, who got his money, y'all?
Ain't
His
us.
parents sold his ring. Who got his money? It go right on back to them anyway. So, just my opinion. What's your thoughts on this, Reds?
I feel like, I feel, I don't know, Khadijah, I just,
And Tasha, yeah, he did have the NBA kicked him out. The Clippers owner. Go ahead.
yeah, I just feel like, yeah, they kicked him out because they was embarrassed because all that shit got leaked, not because he was
Because
a
it was
real
recorded.
racist.
There you
Yeah,
go. It was because they
but
had
I
proof.
agree. Yeah, I just feel like this is so multi-layered because the fact that this dude felt so comfortable, he no different than the dude who wants to swim with the women. To me, it's
That
the
part.
arrogance of these people because they really don't want to see black people doing anything that they've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's there because of nepotism.
That part.
You know how many black coaches can't get as far as this? We still celebrating our first a lot of black things in
Mm-hmm.
2024. So I just feel like this is another sign that Rome is falling.
That part.
Rome is falling, and you're absolutely
And
right.
they
It is
know
with
the
ego.
and they know the majority of them only hold the position because they're white, because they've never played basketball a day in their damn life. They don't know anything about what it is to be an athlete.
And I say, go LeBron James. It's okay to have your son drafted. That's what I say. They've been drafting their family for eons. That's why the money never
That part.
changes over.
That part.
That's why you can't buy a house in an affluent neighborhood because they don't even put it on the market so they can sell it back to each other. They kill me. These people have been benefactors of a system for at least 400 years. And you got
Plus.
the audacity to have an attitude when somebody figured it out and start building it on for their family. And then I want to say this to the Negroes that got so much to say. A lot of y'all niggas talk generational wealth, but when you see it, you don't even know what to do with it because you can't do basic shit like save $2. You can't even do basic shit like that. Ooh,
Miss
y'all be
Damn
pissing me the
Rhonda.
hell off. I'm sorry. Go
To
ahead.
use this platform to speak openly and is supported or overlooked by people whose hue of skin is different than his, I'm more disheartened that the athletes are not outraged.
Sis, I was gonna say
Right?
that, but they got their check though.
Yeah, and
They
they
worried about
also,
their check.
yep, and they also have a lot of these players sign NDA, so they can't talk about being called niggers in the locker room. So I watched a documentary on it. When the people that got off the team, they have certain years they can't say something. I'll put it. I'll go back and put it in the chat. It's a documentary with some basketball players that played back with Michael Jordan, how they were mistreated so bad. But if they spoke out, then they don't mean they doing this now. But they spoke out, they will lose their contract. And some niggas like or they be have fines and all this kind of stuff. So this is
And I
nothing
just
new.
feel
Just like
like,
y'all said.
and I think that makes us different than our ancestors. Because Muhammad Ali, his best years of fighting, he was protesting.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why I don't have no respect for niggas. I
He
don't care.
don't have
I don't care what they. I don't care what they do to these
these.
Negroes. I'm so sick of people.
These
I'm worried
fools
about my
don't
check.
have
Well,
no
good.
they
Yeah,
don't
good.
have no heart, Londa.
Yeah.
They don't even have a love for
You was
black
definitely
people.
not your ancestors. That's for damn sure. They put all their shit on the
But they
line.
are the check. Stop letting these people pimp your gift. Yeah. They don't get it though.
Yeah. But
And
I
they
get
and they're
you though.
comfortable with that chunk. They're comfortable with that check, y'all. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Well, that kind of brings me to this discussion. I'm gonna pull it up if you give me a minute. So, yeah, when I was at the event and it was very patriotic, and I actually enjoyed the fireworks. I don't know what it is about fireworks. I enjoy. There's an article out that's talking about that African Americans are not big on the 4th of July. Is that true or not to y'all?
There's true for me. Um, I like to eat up people's food, but I
Me
don't do
too.
red, white, and blue at my damn house. I don't go out and spend thousands on fireworks. I don't take the day off. I want to get the holiday pay. Like I'm not into it like that. I'm not really. Yeah.
What y'all
And
think
I
out
think
there?
it's
Talk to
true.
me. Do y'all do the 4th of July?
Talking loud and saying nothing. I'm not selling my money on fire. Yeah. I think yeah, I'm talking crazy. That's something somebody ought to say. Boy, I
That's
ain't throwing away that
amazing.
money. But yeah, I'm not mm-mm.
I'm trying to
I'm
get
not
you.
into it.
I just
They
find
said
that
nope, me either. I'm not setting my money on fire. Yeah, not me. I wasn't really into it when I was younger, other than like looking at the fireworks. I didn't even know 4th of July was a summertime holiday, and people was gonna get together. I never knew the meaning behind 4th of July until I got older, and that has absolutely nothing to do with me. So yeah, wasn't interested. It's the food for me, no red, white, and blue. Exactly. Now I go get a plate. I ain't gonna lie. I go make my rounds. But as far as the last year, because my son is older and he was hanging out with his cousins, I was in the bed by the time the fireworks started. I had swim all day. I had ate some food, and I was in the bed by the time the fireworks started. And it probably won't be much different this year.
I just feel
Although
like
I am in the fireworks stand at my son's firework booth for the marching band. We're on White Lock and Bruceville in Elk Grove. Y'all stop by. I'm there every morning from 9 to 1. Okay, go ahead. Let's blow it up.
because she's raising money for the band. But
We
listen,
raising
y'all,
money
look,
for the
I
band.
feel like, see, one of the things about America is America is so complex, but yet it's very simplistic. And I feel like, so when I look at pictures like this, I just know when because in this article, it's breaking down all the symbolism around the 4th of July. The first thing is the song, the Star Spangled Banner. And people don't even know the history of that racist ass song and how it was really a Southern thing about what they were going to do to slaves that ran the fight and all. It was very, very racist. And the fact that if we're building this multiracial society, why don't we just get rid of that goddamn song? Why
We
can't we
won't.
do something that represents everybody? So
Because
the
they don't care about
symbolism,
everybody.
I know, but the symbolism,
Uh-huh.
it's the and I think black people, we have tried to fit into America every which way you could think of, and still have not been able to fit in.
Yeah.
They will let a alley cat with a goat tail come in this motherfucker before you. No, you know what I mean? It could be somebody, they let, it to me, it's just amazing. Same thing, girl. Look what Tasha said. This
Or
might be doing with
Amazing Grace.
Hillary.
The true meaning of that song, we sing it and not know what it truly means either. Every time I hear Amazing
Miss
Grace, I
Hillary.
think of Miss Ellery.
Me too,
You about
Khadijah.
to say the
Me
same thing?
too.
I
Tell her who
think
Miss
of Miss
Ellery.
Ellery.
Tell her why Miss Ellery, Khadijah. Tell her why Miss Ellery.
She did not. There was nothing amazing about Grace because she was from where? They from Honduras.
Yep. But
She
she knew
didn't. She
that
couldn't
history.
stand that damn song. She knew that history. She could
She
not
knew that
stand that
history.
song. Thank you. She could not stand that song at all.
And I feel like when we be doing this here, like on the poster with these young men. This is how we be in America.
Yeah, blinded.
You know? But it was so like it's just the patriot. And then this is what 1776. What was we doing in 1776 in America?
Getting our ass whooped and picking cotton.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just the hypocrisy
That's
that
why I
black
don't even
people.
like the Dixie music. My son was in a band at a African American museum, and they wanted my son to play some fucking Dixie music. I said, absolutely not. And one of the white women, this just makes me think of good times. I said, it make me think of enslavement. It make me think of whips. It make me think of white privilege. And she was like, oh, see, that was y'all was out celebrating, having picnics, pick a nigga, and hang 'em.
Uh-oh.
That's what
Mm.
y'all was doing when this music was playing. No, my son would not be playing no damn Dixie music. Not at all.
look,
She had
look,
a
look. I
half
gotta
black
tell you
child, so
this.
she thought we were connected because she had a child with a black man. So she thought, we was in agreement. Girl, get your ass out of here. We're not playing no Dixie music over here. No.
Look at this.
Even using the word picnic. That's why I just said I don't use the word either. Yeah,
That
that's
man is
why we say
Haitian, by the
cookout
way.
building this country. Deception. Mm,
Look at this. So
yeah.
I don't know. I think until America could be honest about her past and righting the wrongs of how the past is still today, America's never going to be that place that we claim it could be because she
Mm.
hasn't corrected her original sin. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, she
And I
can't
know
even
we
admit
try to
to it.
go along. She can't even admit to it. We try to go along. We try to, be good citizens, and we are good citizens. I mean, who else builds a place for free and don't get no reparations? Every other group has got reparations.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Well, I didn't do it, but baby, you're reaping the benefits of it. Let's stop the bullshit. There's something old here. You didn't give us loans. You redlined us. You didn't give us
Mm-hmm.
unemployment. Because if you were a
Mm-hmm.
domestic
You
worker,
wouldn't even
or
give us medical care.
yeah, I'm saying if you were a domestic worker, or if you worked on the railroads, which at the time was all black people picking cotton, all that kind of shit, you could not get unemployment. Did y'all know that?
Mm.
They figured out all kind of ways not to give us stuff, which is what their descendants are doing today. Some of them, they don't even want to talk reparations. You owe us. You are at the head of the line, not because you qualify.
That part.
But that's a whole other story. So I
That
think the
was your
thing lies for me.
generational benefit.
Yeah, that's
You
your
have to
generational
make
wealth.
Yep, you have to make us whole again and then we can move on. Until then, nothing will change.
I agree with that.
Oh, yep.
That's why the country is so divided. That's why you have black people on the other side because they done figured out if you do for self, it don't matter what party running if you do for self.
Mm-hmm.
I will say our ancestors did leave that as a gift. Well, some of our ancestors, because some of our ancestors they never built nothing, but some of them always built something. So some of it. No, I'm
Mm-hmm.
serious. I'm starting to say that because I'll be saying I'll be like, wait a minute, this is my grandmother was on y'all was on welfare for 5 generations. Y'all wasn't builders. No, seriously. I stopped doing that generalization of
Did,
the
did
we.
you did y'all know this is real talk? I found this out maybe a few years ago. You can will someone your Section 8.
I learned that. I learned
I
that.
did not know that. I
Yes, you
think
can.
I
I
had
learned that.
no
I
idea.
learned that when I went back east. I learned that. I was shocked to
That
tell.
that blew my. How could you will someone a state benefit? Like,
I'm just like
okay,
that.
go ahead.
And
I
the
don't even know
crazy
what to
part to
say.
willing somebody that it's not like they kid get the equity of the house.
Yeah,
I
leave
mean,
it
it's
on
a
the shit.
it's a it's a cute concept, I
It's a
guess.
subsidy.
But you can't, yeah. But you can't. They can't pull it down and like better their condition. They have to
Yeah,
stay in the same condition while they in the house.
that's that blew my damn mind. And if you've been on Section 8 for 5 generations, you should have some
50
goddamn
years.
money. 50
50.
years. Y'all, somebody should have some money if y'all been paying $62 rent. Somebody should be having. See, I got to check y'all spending habits. It keeps the
Yeah, that
poverty
shit is
mindset. They
crazy.
absolutely do, and they're very comfortable with it. I would be
Yeah. You
embarrassed.
have to stay in the
I
same
would be
condition to stay in the
absolutely
house.
embarrassed.
You're right. Keep
Hmm,
that poverty mindset. Yeah. Yeah.
that's
That
crazy.
that that blew my mind.
I I'm flabbergasted. That's why people that really need it be waiting for years on them. Their kids be grown by the time they get approved. I don't even qualify no damn more. My kids is 29 and 30. I applied when they was newborns, but when you can will
Oh,
somebody Section 8, that blew my mind, y'all. That blew my
yeah.
mind. Speaking of poverty
Yeah.
minded, sensitive content here. Man shot and killed by police after going on a killing spree and bragging about it on Facebook. He killed his mother, his cousin, and his child's mother. He
Saying
said they
you
had
had.
to go.
Yeah.
He traveled to different homes to kill them. It wasn't like he wanted somewhere. Not that it excuses it. He wanted, excuse me,
Well,
somewhere and
if you
shot up.
Black
He
Lives
went.
Matter, you may say that why the cops killed this black man.
Yeah, I'm so tired of people that get upset when people who kill people like that go on a killing sprees and then the cops take their ass out and then we want to talk about systematic racism or the cops killed another black man. This is a nigga that needed to go. He just took 3 lives. What are we saving him for? Why would we march
In
for this
front of,
fool?
in front of the children.
Yeah, like what would be the purpose of saving him? Seriously. Black Lives Matter. What would be the purpose? Or poverty pimps who like to blame the police for everything. This is one they got right, in my opinion.
I don't know if
Take
anybody.
his ass out of here.
I ain't seen this trending.
And you're not going to because there's no money in it. There's no story behind it.
So these are 3 life givers whose lives were taken. That I really think of these. We have a hard time valuing black women and girls in our
Hell yeah.
communities. I'm sorry. I don't. I just that's why I can't do that bullshit line about systematic racism. This fool here. What do we tell these 3 women right here? Because they dead.
And,
What do
and
we? These are 3 women that won't be able to
he
contribute to our
killed
community.
his mother who gave him life and the mother of one of his children, y'all. So now this child is mother and fatherless. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, and there's no reason people can say, oh, she was keeping the kid or did the mama sided with her or any kind of bullshit that they like to come up with to justify the killing of black women. Because I hear it all.
Me too.
I hear every excuse in the book.
Me
There
too.
is you don't have any right to take somebody's life
Me
because
too.
she didn't want to be with you no more, or she moved on, or what any reason doesn't give you the right to take someone's life. Like this is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah, I
He
just
is
feel
not
like.
appropriate for society. Not at all, Donetta. Not at all.
Yeah.
He should not at all. So
Yeah, I just feel like, until we are not in the black community address this, I don't want to hear shit about racism.
that
Because
part.
every 5.5 hours, a black woman or girl is murdered by a black man or boy. So here we are. This man took 3 in the same day. There's your
Mm-hmm.
every 5.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Since y'all people say,
I heard he was on the DL.
I
You
don't know
know
if that's
what?
real.
I'm sorry. Margarita said, I heard he was on the DL. We have been saying for so long, me and my sister, that a
Yep.
lot of these men killing these women is based on their sexuality and them not being honest about their preferences and that they don't really like women, but they need them as their beard. That's how to talk people that have children to cover up things or to make themselves appear normal. We had somebody here a few months ago that killed 2 girls, excuse me,
Yep.
because they was going to out his ass as being on a DL. And everything he did was very feminine any goddamn way. It wasn't much of a secret, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Every video I seen of this man, it looked like you talk to him and say, okay, girl. Because he just came on, he gave that kind of energy like a homegirl. He didn't get that kind of energy like a homeboy. So y'all really not on no goddamn DL. Everybody know anyway.
And you know what?
He
These
brought
men
into
hide
their
behind misogyny because women, we are supporters of misogyny.
yeah.
We are taught to protect our sons, protect our dads, protect our brothers. These motherfuckers could be
Uncles.
killing you and they telling you to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what gets me with the
Donetta
whole
said,
thing.
we bought into their lies. Black women have been holding everything down, 10 toes down until you respect us. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Prison has and jails have bred this. I guarantee he has been incarcerated. That part. Or molested as a child, or just like Dick. I'm sorry.
And my
Sometimes it don't
thing
even
is,
be that. Go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. No, go ahead, sissy.
I'm about to say some people don't walk in their honest truth, period. You know what I'm saying? He might have always been attracted to men. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know, and Cardi did somebody being locked up after 15, 16 years, y'all. Come on.
I just
Uh,
also believe is as much as I want to believe that white people been doing shit to you for years. You don't go kill four of them.
Absolutely not.
Like, let's just be honest.
Are
I'm not
you
even using that
crazy?
as an excuse. You would kill us up, but you ain't gonna kill a person who arrest you and body slam your ass to the floor. But you won't come kill me, who gave you a baby, who gave you life,
Mm-mm.
who
Yep.
supported your ass. Like that makes no sense. I just feel like
It's
that
a
means y'all don't
hatred
have any
for
respect.
women. No man that loves women at all or
Kills
respects them
them.
could kill them. They
Yes.
just don't like us, y'all. Some black men just don't like us. Our life is not valuable to them.
And I think we bred a lot of
Period.
them. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Because
We
y'all
see
didn't
it
make
when
it
they're
with their
younger.
daddy. You knew their
Yeah,
daddy
and we
wasn't about shit half the time, but you still made it with him. Would you have thought if you could have taken the clock back and understood that, would you still have brought
hey
this person to the
Bunny.
side?
Sorry,
I
I'm
don't
saying hi to
know.
people in the comments. Hey
Oh no,
Bunny.
no, no. You
Yeah.
good. You good.
I think
Well,
this is just sad because there is a young baby out there now without his mother, his grandmother, probably the cousin who helped out because that's probably why he took her, took her. I just think it's sad that black women lives are not valued and they're
so a
in the
parent.
eyes of other people expendable and they taking us out every 5.5 hours. And I wouldn't be surprised, Londa, if it's less time than that now.
I know, because that's like a year or
That
two
was,
ago.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. When I'm on that Black Femicide website, I just be sometimes I cry because they look like people that I know. People in my community. When I'm looking at Black girls unlost on
Yeah.
YouTube and looking at these
Me
stories, and
too.
it's usually a child, their child's father, or somebody they broke up with, or something else as
Hmm.
young as 14, 15, high schoolers killing girls because they broke up. When I look at viral crimes, and I'm looking at all these young Black girls being murdered by their mates or their boyfriends, it is sad. And the baby had the story of my father murdered my mom, grandma, and cousin. Why? Exactly. No
Yeah.
regard for his child. Don't give a damn. But we
Yeah.
already talked about earlier how people just have children to have them and don't really care about their mental health or their well being.
Well, before we get
So,
to these two idiots, I also heard like a bunch of rumors about Busta Rhymes, and he has a lot of baby mamas that
yep.
he on the down low. I said, not Busta. Damn it.
I would don't shit shock me in 2024. Nothing. Nothing shocks me in 2024. I'm gonna be honest.
What kills me is
So
how they have all these baby mamas though.
because
That's what get me.
that's a cover up. I feel like what I
I
mean. Like,
agree.
yep. I just
Yes,
heard that too.
I
They
was
do
like,
that to
not
make it seem
Buster.
like how I'm gonna be gay. I got hella baby mamas. Y'all
Yeah,
know I ain't
yeah.
gay. I stay up in something.
You said
I'm
I stay
honest.
up with something. I can't
I
stand
stay
you,
up in
dude.
something. I got that's why we have and I wouldn't be surprised if it's in some of these Afrocentric circles because
Oh, I totally agree with that.
they have a bunch of baby mamas too. And they always going on men retreats. Where the fuck is the women? Like
And
how often y'all
they
gonna
don't
go
want
in
to
the
marry
woods?
nobody. They don't
And
want
they
to
don't
marry
marry
nobody.
nobody. They don't want to have no commitment. So yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
But they committed to that white man's paper though. But okay. But don't want to get knocked wrote down in
Thank
his
you,
book.
Donetta. We appreciate it. We try,
No, we
because these are
try. You know
topics
what I'm
that we
saying?
need to be talking about. And
It's
just,
insane.
it's certain things that's happening in our community that's just mind blowing for me. Buster is like Malik Yoba. I just couldn't believe it.
Malik just he looked different with his ashy lips. There's something never really
you
quite
know,
right fit
yeah,
with
his
Malik for me.
and then
I'm
it was
sorry,
hard
it's
to
just
believe
something
he was
about
gay
him.
because gay men keep their lips and shit chapped.
Yeah, it's just
all
something
stuff.
about it.
Malik
It was
always
a
had
little
white hard
sassy.
lips. Thank you, Donetta. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I just feel like we
Donetta,
gotta
where are you
talk about
watching
that
from? Are
drama.
you here in
Oh,
Sacramento?
that's my girl. I know her.
Oh, okay, I was just
That's my
curious.
peep right there. It's good to see, get the hero on here, man. Get the hero on. She got a story too. I like hearing people's stories because I always feel like I want to hear your story when you overcome. It's hard for me to hear the story where people be in the midst of their bullshit because then my feelings be getting hurt.
It's hard for me to hear it when they in the midst and they've been in that midst for 37 years and 40 years. Everybody go through a storm. Don't get me wrong, and everybody has things
I get you.
to learn. But and especially when you're in the midst and it's repetitive, and
Yes,
you're not even trying to correct it, and you're not trying to. I believe earlier Donetta has said, I was that way and I made some changes, and I can appreciate that because when you know better, you do better. You know, I'm in the process. I will be shining bright soon. Tasha, you out the process, baby.
You
You
out the
doing great.
process, child, please.
Girl,
You
please.
raised some beautiful children, girl, please.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about that bullshit. Like I and that ain't gonna funny. Sometimes in the process for women look different than men because men always
Absolutely.
have an excuse why they couldn't show up. Well, she wouldn't let me see my kids, but did you fight for them, my nigga? Did you fight for them?
Don't you start.
Even though y'all
No,
not sleeping together, did you still fight for your kids? I hear men say, "Well, they broke up with the baby's mama, and broke up with kids." You get
oh,
a new
yeah.
mate, you raising a whole new family, and forgot the family you have. I hear my girls talk about this all the time in class. I wish
Mm-hmm.
I could just have like a look, daddies. If you got a baby
And
somewhere, go get your kid.
yep. And another thing, even when women are going through the process, we still are mothers.
Right.
You know what I'm
You still
saying?
be
We
mothering.
don't stop our responsibilities or slack off on
We
what we
get
have to
ourselves
do.
together.
We have to take care of our children in spite of going through the process.
That's so true, Khadijah.
You know what I mean? So hats off to you, Tasha. You are an amazing mother
Yes, you are.
and
I
have
want you to
raised
know
some
that.
beautiful children. So
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
yes, my daughter and I need to come back on the network because we coming from Sacramento County.
Right
Okay.
now, we live in Sacramento County now.
That's right.
Yeah, so yeah, I just
Hmm.
feel like because that I'm telling you, black women, we are such, my opinion, I think we're magical beings because we go through stuff but still got to show up and do the work.
Hell yeah.
We can't say
Because
I'm
if
taking
we
a
ain't
break,
gonna
I'll
do it,
be
who
back
gonna
in
do
about
it?
5 years. Yeah, so it's just that's what I say. It just looks differently for women than it do for men. Men take a break and go start a whole new family,
Hmm.
and then get old and be like, "Well, my kids, that your mama wouldn't let me be in your life." Well, it didn't stop you from making another family. Nigga, get your
Or
ass.
they get or they get old and want to be involved in the kid's life, and the kids be like, if you don't get your ass out of here, my mama raised me. And then you butt hurt and you
Yeah,
ain't been there for your kids since you left their mama. Get out
yeah,
of here.
yeah. That no dead
Get out
ass
of here.
here. All right. Sorry.
That's all right.
um, at our closing, we cannot close without talking about this damn debate. This is probably why I'm choking.
Now the night this debate came on, I had had a long day of working and crying and working. And so I didn't see it, but I seen clips of it. What the hell? What's going on with this?
I
Because
watched
I'm
it twice, y'all. I watched it once, like that night, you know what I mean, and then I watched it the next day, and then I did watch it. I watched it 3 times, but the third time I watched it with the sound off because I thought their face expressions was funny as shit. That's my truth. So I did watch it like 3 times, but I
Netta
listened to it
said it
twice.
was sad.
Yeah, I thought it was,
Eh,
I thought it was about right. I feel like, see, both of them are the same man. But what cracks me up
mhm.
is how people gonna make one man like he's better than the other man, but one man is being truthful about who the fuck he is, and the other man is just flat out lying and who's a racist and who eulogize a KKK member. Like, please go look at this man's history, y'all. I know it's gonna be hard because some of us have chosen this man as our master, but it's okay. Like, it's really okay. I lived through the crack
Uh,
era, so I knew this man did the crime bill. I knew this man loved a lot of Southern Confederate people. This the man who said he didn't want his kids go to school with black kids.
mhm.
See, one man is just straight up who the fuck he is.
He's also
All
the
the other
man that
white men
said
are just
we
like
ain't
this
black.
man.
He's also the man that said if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Yeah. But for some
Let's
reason,
not leave that shit out.
you trying to sell me on Biden. That this shit is crazy. Like, Biden did look like he was gonna fall apart. And he was, and he was such an arrogant son of a gun, is that Donald Trump kept his ass on the defensive. He kept trying to defend his stance, but he wasn't fast enough because he didn't realize the tape was rolling in his head, and he was like maybe like a glitching like 10 minutes, 10 seconds behind. It was his face expressions for me. These are two old
he
white dudes,
always
and the
he
Democrats
always looked like he don't know where the hell he at or what's going on. He looked like he be lost.
and the Democrats can't even be honest and say maybe we should pick somebody else up. They can't even be honest enough because that's their arrogance. Because they don't want to let go of their white slave master either. And they can't pick Kamala up. So they better find somebody else. Michelle ain't doing it because she was there with Obama. So she know how crazy this
She
shit
know
is.
what it looked
She
like
won't
that
do it.
part.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. She not doing it. She already know what this is. She was just there with Obama. So you definitely got to
See
watch this.
how her husband looked old as hell after he left. She like, no, I'm cool.
Yes, he looked like
Mhm.
Abraham Lincoln when he left.
I'm sorry.
You should run,
Supposed to be
sis. You
Abraham
should.
Lincoln.
Yes, you should.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? It don't look
2025
scary
is
for
looking
me.
scary.
Because I'm a do for selfer, so none of this stuff looks scary to me. She's a real sister for real, but she's so real she ain't gonna do the shit because she know this shit is rigged.
Mhm.
She is. Oh, Michelle is like, y'all got me bent. I've been there. I just feel like if you are a do for selfer, if you are a builder, you're gonna make it no matter who in the White House. But if you a scary Negro and you want people to like you and you want to believe in a falsehood that one man is better for you than the other, then you deserve what's coming to you.
Unfortunately, a lot of people in our community are looking for a savior, and it
Yeah,
ain't neither one of them. So
it
y'all
sure
better
ain't.
get the fuck to work.
Yeah, but
That's the best I can say
one is
for you.
gonna make you work though, because one ain't
Hmm.
giving nobody shit. And I think that's what we need right now. We need somebody to be like, I don't like you, can't stand you. You will go do something for self.
Hmm.
You will be revisiting what your ancestors did. If your ancestors were workers.
She is not going to do it because of how she was treated. It was not easy nor pleasant for her. We
Or for
make it
him.
regardless. I'm not worried. I'm going to keep on pushing. Period.
That part, sis. That part.
Period.
I also didn't like the way Biden act like he had helped black people. Dude, please shut the hell up. Like, stop it. Here's the thing with Donald Trump, and I'm not a Donald Trump supporter because people love to say if you ain't for Biden, you for Donald Trump. No, but
And
I
if
say
you
this.
were, and if you were, that's your prerogative. So what?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying they be cracking me up with that. But I just feel like this. He was talking to his base. He wasn't talking to you. Quit thinking that people need to include you. He wasn't
Hmm.
talking to you. You ain't his base. You don't donate to this man. This man, look, let me tell you how arrogant some black people are. When this fool talked about being the felon and how black people could relate to him, Negroes got indignant. This is why you can't have this. I so-called black leaders, they're not real family because they're not representing the black constituents really that they should be representing. Some brothers do feel like they can relate to Donald Trump. They know what it's like to go in and out of court. They do. They can. That ain't your experience because you've been busy licking butt, but that's their experience. And y'all can
Donetta
have the
said
same. Huh? Sorry.
Donetta said lies. Great grandpa. Sit down.
Yeah, for real. But I
Uh,
just thought Donald Trump to me was entertaining, and he reminds me of a typical New Yorker who's going to win his argument. Like them gestures, his face expressions. He feel like he's like, "This is what we're going to do for you, Mazan. We're going to." That's how he felt. So it was
he
kind of
sound
like,
like a used car salesman. That's
yes,
what he comes off
Khadijah.
as. Like, I'm
I
gonna
thought
sell
he
you
was
this
funny.
lemon, but let me tell you why it's not a lemon. He reminds me
Right,
of a.
right.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, but Biden act like, it's like going to fight the big bad wolf and you send your grandmother who has
Your great
diabetes and
great
swollen
your
feet
great
and she's
great
on the
great
cane.
grandmother,
Yeah.
according to that.
You send her out there to fight this big
Mhm.
old wolf. Y'all is tripping. And it makes y'all look crazy, really. Because the
Yeah.
crazy part is y'all want this to be clear cut. But I'm gonna tell you this: when they talked about Israel, they agreed with each other. One
Mhm.
man said he didn't send, this was Biden, by the way, I didn't send the 200-pound bombs, but I gave them all the ammo they needed. And then Trump says, I just think we should leave them alone and let them finish the job.
Mm.
Well, hold on. How are they different here? Interesting.
Mhm. Because what
Interesting.
do you do with ammo? You finish the job. So they said the same shit,
That's what
but
I
Biden
said. I
likes
said,
to
oh,
play
wow.
word games.
I thought that was interesting.
He
The
is a
second thing that I
businessman.
thought was pretty funny, though, was to hear uh,
He was
Donald
whispering
Trump
the
say
entire time.
before he get in office, he'll settle the Russia thing. I believe it. I believe it. Because what I did know when he was president, nobody really came across that fucking border like that. Because they know
He
this
was
fool was
whispering the
crazy. Do you see
entire
what's
time.
happening in Texas right now? Texas is about to go to war with the U.S. But most of us don't know that. They down there on the federal troops down at that border, and Texas is defending itself on a border between Mexico. Please look it up. I wish I could look it up real quick. But I'm saying myself, because these are white people. They ain't out sitting and complaining about what slave master is best for me. They're doing self-governance. This is Texas.
Tina McClain said he was whispering the entire time. Donetta said me too, and she said crazy, no crazy. Absolutely.
I said this shit is deep. Like I just, and then to watch all the pundits instead of being honest and saying, well, maybe we should, change up some. They can't even say that. For some reason, they won't say it. They won't say it. I got to show y'all this. Hold on. We're going to come back to the Biden and them. But I absolutely got to show y'all these images. Because, see, while we over here looking at these two deadbeat ass people talking about what's best for our country, this is what's happening in Texas. The government cut it down. They wouldn't put more shit up, built some other shit up. They're about to go to war in Texas. This is Texas. The U.S. came and cut that shit down. They put that shit back up and put guards on the border. Look at this. They not playing. Now, here's the crazy part about this whole thing. While we up here fighting over who we think the best president is, Texas acting like, I don't care who the president is. Y'all not running our shit.
That part.
This is
These
Texas,
countries wasn't even trying us when DT was in office. Nope.
Yeah. I said no, they weren't, because they know this fool is crazy. Let's just be honest, y'all. He probably would push the button. And I think they know that. I think they know that. And I do think he will call Putin and be like, stand the fuck down. And he probably will stand down. I don't know. And I also feel like this was the funny part. I don't know if y'all caught this, but I did. When they were talking about Russia war, he said, we got a whole ocean between us and them. Them other European countries need to kick in more money. And we don't kick it nothing because we ain't in no threat. I almost died laughing, if y'all remember that. I said, Donald Trump, it's like he in a street fight.
He's very entertaining.
Yeah, it just made me laugh. It's probably not funny, and I probably shouldn't be laughing because some people think this is the end, the be all end. But I'm Black in America, so every day in my life is to be all this. Like I gotta think like this every day. So this is nothing for me because I'm probably not. I don't know. I'm gonna make it wherever. I'm used to cleaning floors and shit. I'm the Black people that's gonna know how to survive. I don't just have paper and then I'm thinking somebody's supposed to hire me. Like I don't come from that. I have to always make my own job. That's really the truth. That's the difference between. That's why all the Black people are not the same.
That part.
Some of y'all looking for a job. Some of us are creating jobs.
We've been doing this.
You know what I'm saying? Some of us is okay with. One time I didn't have no money. I lived in Oakland. I helped a woman paint her whole house for 2 days straight. Damn near fell asleep at my real job because I needed extra money. So I'm okay. I'm okay.
I laugh every time I watch him. Me too, Margarita. I be dying. He's very entertaining.
So I'm saying he
gives you a great show.
Yeah.
He gives you a great show.
It wasn't even no challenge because Biden couldn't even respond fast enough. Even though they had cut their mics down, Donald Trump was still making these faces. It's the lips for me.
And he's just funny looking, period, too. The hair, the orange skin. He's like a character. So you can't do nothing, yeah.
And then Biden was standing like he was stuck half the time. He was like,
guys, that man is senile as hell.
Is he awake?
He trips going up the steps. He trips coming down the steps. He go the wrong way to get off a podium. That man is gone.
Y'all didn't see when Jill Biden said, y'all didn't see when Jill Biden was clapping like, good job. Like he was a fucking third grader. Did y'all see that shit? At the end of
I didn't watch any of it. Khadijah. But I can tell you, every time I see Biden, it's like he's just the person they put up there. He ain't calling no shots. This man don't even know what day of the week it is. He don't know where the hell he at half the time. He's just the person that's standing there. Somebody else is doing everything else. That man is just there. He probably couldn't even recite his ABCs all the way to Z. He's gone, y'all. That man's mind is gone. When he was president, he kept saying China and I would just die laughing. Yeah, he's China. Yeah, he don't
China.
He don't care. He's serious about making America great again. He wants to win.
Because see, I also think if we are being true about history, y'all shouldn't be shocked by none of this. This ain't the first time. It's the first time we see two white men go at each other. Yeah, but the bottom line is that they still on the same side. What you say?
Donetta said, "Sit down." Kamala should have done the debate because she'll be your president if Joe wins.
Yeah,
and Donald Trump would have ate her ass up too.
Yes, he would have. Oh, he would have. Man, y'all look here. I really feel like Kamala. See, Kamala's not black to me. That's number one. This is my honest to God truth because I'm black. I can say what's black for me. Second thing is they didn't pick that big fat black sister from Georgia. They didn't pick her. So no. They did not pick my girl. What's her name from? Stacey Abrams. They didn't pick her. So I don't do colorism disguised as black progress. No. Colorism is colorism. Yeah, colorism is color. Wait a minute, I got to show y'all this clip of Jill Biden. Look, I'm like, this is why I can't be fucking around with the TV. Hold on, listen to this shit. What a sound at? Come on, y'all, plug in.
I'm sorry, hold on. We're getting breaking news.
In a year full of political takes.
Inflation report coming down with the Democrats.
No one's got takes like us.
Kids don't need water. Well, I'm pretty sure kids do need water. No, you're thinking of plants.
The most hosted.
This is it?
Has your
No,
week
hold on.
covered.
Oh my God! Have you heard about this?
Spend your Mondays with John and the whole Daily Show news team.
I've been saving.
Can't watch all this.
I know, sorry.
Stacey and Donald, now that would have been a debate worth watching. Okay.
Sorry, y'all.
How did you perform tonight?
I think we did well.
Did you have any concerns about your performance?
No, I thought it was hard to debate a liar.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why?
How was the Biden campaign? Ann Surrogate's reacting this morning, and they're making it pretty clear. It sounds like he's not dropping out.
They're absolutely maintaining that he is going to
stay. That shit is crazy. Now, how she get to come up on stage? He's standing there like a 3-year-old that just maybe wiped his
He don't
face.
know where he at. He done took his memory medicine.
Every question. I said, now where the fuck they get this?
He took his memory medicine.
Come out on stage and say this is Obama.
He took his memory medicine. He didn't use the bathroom on himself. And you did a good job, young man, in class. That's what it sounded like she was saying. Tina McClain said bullshit.
I agree. I think that would have been, that was bullshit. I think that would have been a great debate. That's more like fair. No matter what you think, I think Stacey Abrams would have been better because she would have felt closer to at least it being honest. You know what I mean? But Biden didn't pick Stacey. He picked Kamala.
She didn't have the aesthetics that he wanted.
Yeah, he thinks she would be good cooking like a fat black mammy cooking ham with some pineapples on it. But he don't think she'd be a good VP. Let's just be honest, y'all, because those are real stereotypes that are real. She was great in helping him get Georgia.
Something is wrong with you.
You know what I mean?
Man gonna run the country on hospice. It's sad. And that's real talk.
I really think this is why I know Donald Trump's gonna win. Let me just be honest. Because nobody wants Kamala to be president. That's what I heard in a lot of polls. Like, nobody really likes her. They say she laughs too much when she be talking about serious shit. I don't know. I don't follow her like that. But I just feel like one thing about white people.
Netta said, Jill ain't shit. Get your husband. I would never let anyone I love humiliate themselves like this. She hoping this fool will probably croak over so she can just be on with somebody younger.
She probably poisoned.
She probably tired of this. Yeah, she probably like, get the hell out of here. She ready.
He's standing there
like. She came out and talked to him like you talk to your grandmother who has dementia. You did good today.
Yes.
You answered all the questions. This shit is. Now you're gonna make me when I get up.
You gotta watch this shit. I said this shit is better than reality TV show. It's just much better because the shit is funny. Like it's really funny. Because it's like we try to tell the free world that we got the best shit and we got two old ass people up here running for the presidency. Whoever wins will be the oldest president we ever had in history. Whoever wins. You know what I mean? That is crazy. You all right, Sissy? Okay, okay. I just really feel like it's really, really funny. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know if you haven't watched the debate, please watch it. I just feel like even though we know that Trump lies, I feel like when Trump's talking to his base,
I had a call.
Oh, that's okay. I think when Trump's talking to his base, they don't think he's lying. That's really what counts. I hate to say it.
Tasha says I have to watch it now, and I was trying not to, but it's too many moments to be. I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna have to watch it. It's so funny. I thought I was the only one laughing. Yeah, every time I'm gonna have to watch that.
Then I watched it with the sound off, and that's like, man, like this. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make it up.
I am still trying to understand the list of black jobs that people are talking about. I got text messages about. I guess Donald Trump said they're coming over here and they're taking all the black jobs. That's the clips I've seen.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, Tasha. Tasha, let me maybe give you a little bit information, a little bit for real. So I'm on dialysis. Okay. I've known a lot of women who were dialysis nurses. This one, Julie used to go to dialysis. This when I was young girl. And now when I go 70, maybe 80% of the nurses or people who work in there are Filipino. You may see 2 black people working in there. But the dialysis patients, more than 50% are black. So where do those jobs go for black people? Even when I go to the fast food restaurant, sister, I see a lot of Mexicans and other people, rarely see black kids working in there. So let's not act like black folks are not being pushed out of jobs, whether if they meaningful or not. We're not in any of them.
And I was going to say, when you went to a laborers union thing, there wasn't anybody black there either.
Yeah, very few.
There's people that just can't. Yeah, yep.
You know what I mean? And I feel like we as black people, we got to stop the delusion that black folks aren't losing jobs. Absolutely. You're losing jobs. You're losing housing. Yep. You know, you're losing educational spots because y'all like to do of color, even though nothing is owed to the of color. Something is definitely owed to black people. Let's be honest here, y'all. Unless you're a black immigrant, I don't think nothing's owed to you. No disrespect, but you know, you didn't build this country. Adolf, the descendants of American slaves did. So something is uniquely owed to us. And I would say the same thing. If I was in Jamaica and they was doing reparations, I would not act like they owe me something because they don't. I'm not Jamaican. I'm here visiting. I just got here.
Donetta, you're right. Medical. Yep.
Whole nine. I'm just saying I looked around and seen that 50% of us is black in the clinic, but that's not represented in the staffing. Mm-hmm. And the Filipinos is like 80%. Like it's a lot of them. Mm-hmm. Now they got like Ukrainians and all kind of other people.
It's like that in the hospitals too. You go to the hospitals and you look at the people that's working there. It's majority, you know, like the housekeeping and all that. There's nobody black. Not that that's the only jobs we have, but I'm just saying there's the jobs that we once occupied. That's so true. Nurses,
yes, and I think we can't have people like Al Sharpton and the rest of these handkerchief head Negroes talking about they speaking for black people when they ain't represented us in years. They're talking about the bougie upper class people who sat at the Clinton's table. I never sat at the Clinton's table. I never sat at Barack Obama's table. Okay, Barack got my vote because he had Michelle. Let me just keep it all the way a buck. It ain't because I knew a Barack because I didn't know no Baracks. Barack, I know is the party.
I do not disagree with you. I represent nurses, so trust me, I'm a black woman representing a population that is not of my ethnicity. Yeah, most of the nurses
so that's
are,
their jobs, though. My point is that's the black jobs. See, we got to keep it. Just because you don't like somebody, don't mean that what they say you can't agree with. And we are being erased. Black people are being systematically erased, and it's the other groups of color that's helping them do it. Let's keep it a buck.
Absolutely.
We have been fair to every group, but they haven't been fair to us.
Nope.
Some of them came here and made their livings off our backs, and now they act like they in the civil rights struggle because the white man been on them since the goddamn flu. You know what I'm saying?
This damn Londa. I haven't watched the debate. That's all I'm saying. I didn't have context. Yeah. But yeah, he was
this shit is real.
Specific jobs. He was saying jobs that black people used to occupy.
That's how I took it.
That's what he was saying.
He couldn't lie about it.
Another said when we have to request a cultural worker for services as black people or anything else, there is a problem. Absolutely, yeah.
Say that.
I agree.
It was like we're afraid to say it. Black people, free yourself. We being erased out this motherfucker. Free yourself. You gonna wait till they flush you all the way down the toilet and be like, help me while you in the pipe? Ain't nobody gonna hear you when you're in the pipe.
I cannot with this one here.
I just think the shit is crazy.
They won't get nowhere. We gone when hold on. They won't get nowhere. We gonna win in the end. Okay, gotcha.
We are.
Yep.
We gonna end because you know what? One of those men is gonna make us do for self. I just think that's the magic number. Some of us don't know what do for self is because we don't come from a people like that. But those of us who grew up with the people from the 60s and from the 40s, when black people had to do for self, had to rely on each other, we know what that terminology means. Because you know what? If we see you over to that other side, they will send your ass back because they really don't want you. That DEI, that's slowly going away. They are using other black people to dismantle it. They will hire black people who are not connected to black people to say, hey, we got a black person, but their job is to dismantle it. I'm telling you, I've seen it. This is an old playbook. If you know history, you know the playbook.
Tasha is crazy. What is the next live broadcast? I need popcorn next time.
Look here.
You can always come join us, Tasha, on a Sunday.
Yeah, you should. You should just come on here and be like, girl,
yeah.
We got to get a clue. You're right. I'm telling you, if you know history's playbook, you will know that. See, one of the things I do know about this system, they have studied us for so long. They always say, if we give them enough time, they'll forget all about what just happened. Do you see any protesting this summer? Where the protesters at? Where Black Lives Matter? Where them niggas at? They all in court because they bought houses with the money they're supposed to use to help people in white neighborhoods. But Black Lives Matter, though. I guess it matters, you know. No, for real.
Right,
This shit happening right now.
I've experienced this myself. This is real talk. Yeah, it's
Just
topics
saying.
that we don't want to talk about. You know.
Just saying. I'm just saying, y'all. Like, where the protests at? See, these people know that we give them a little while, this should be all over. We got people naming schools after people who was robbing in their community. That's how low we sank. We ain't even named after people who really did work in our community, make our community better. We named it after somebody who was robbing people and got shot in the backyard. This is our fucked up shit. And they expect other groups to respect us.
Yeah. And that's why we get laughed at and not taken seriously.
You better say that.
And they don't give a fuck about us because we put on a cape for niggas who deserve dirt.
Yes.
That's
I
what
just
we
think
do.
it's interesting.
We
have Mr. Frank Whittle. Name a school after him.
That part.
You know, we had Miss Hester Snyder. Name a school after her.
That part.
You name it after somebody who got shot in the backyard because he was robbing people? Y'all got the game fucked up.
Tasha said, I will come over there and hang out with you guys. Should we have an impromptu Invo concert just for memory's sake? I'm down, Tasha.
Hey.
You can do Invo.
You know, I do it. We almost did that Let the Fly last Sunday.
Tasha, when I tell you I enjoyed your company, because you came in and said exactly what the hell we was thinking. So, yeah, we love you right on back, Donita. I hope I'm saying your name right. You ladies are on point. But we thank y'all for tuning in with us. Yeah. We right about that 2 hours, and me and my sister can talk. So
yes, we can.
We can talk. And if you all come across any topics that you want to discuss on here, you can inbox me or Rolanda. Send them on in. And also please share out this live broadcast, Sunday Sitting with Sisters. It has been a pleasure to talk to all of you all and have these conversations that we need to have in our community. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
And Rolanda, you need to put up that you're running for school board.
I am. And on the next show, I'm gonna highlight the next show. Seriously, I ain't prepared. I ain't playing. However, let me just say this. Then what am I gonna say? I also think that sometime this summer we're gonna try to maybe in the office do a live Sunday Sitting with Sisters. It's not gonna be on Sunday. We got a church that's in front of us, and we ain't gonna be able to hear shit. So we're gonna have to try to do one. You know what I'm talking about. We're gonna have to do one because I do think it's important to see some studio audience participation. Because I feel like we have a lot to say, and we don't always, we don't always let that be heard. Like there's a lot of Black women out there. We need to hear what y'all think. And I love the diversity in us. Just because we don't agree, and this is what we got to learn as a people, that means we can still honor each other. Because you may say something, even though it may not change my opinion, I'll at least be thinking about that. Like, hey, sister, like Tasha, you work for the unions? That was good to know, because when I was there, I was like, where is the Black folks? Even though two of my homegirls were there because they're representatives for the school district, but I was just I
just sent the flyer to your inbox if you want to pull it up.
Okay,
and also, I think it'd be good for us because even though we all are very diverse, we have a lot of commonalities. And as we talk on here, we get to see things that we have in common, be it stuff happening at work, be it just how we have to live every day as Black women. So I would love to connect with y'all in person and I'm coming, but we should do one and have food and just chat amongst us. I'm down.
I'm down with that. I just feel like we need to do that. I just feel like I just feel like as much as I love black people, I think a lot of us are very disconnected from each other. But then we get in spaces and be like, ask black people, and I'd be like, who the fuck is you talking about? Because I don't even know your ass. I've never seen you volunteer at the school. I've never seen you like for real do anything. And you talking about we as a people? Like who the fuck is we? We ain't in France. Who we? Like what? But I just feel like it would be nice. In LA, they used to have something called the Black Women's Forum, and that's where once a month all the black women all over LA would get together. See, this is in the 80s again, and talked about. And Marion Bradley's wife used to be one of the co-sponsors of it. So we've always gathered. That's what I'm trying to say. But it seems like today's, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Tasha says, "Reach one, teach one." You just took it off.
Sorry.
Reach one, teach one. I could explain that for sure. What's the next one? She said, "You all have remained consistent and stable, and I respect you all to the fullest." Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Me too. It's time. It is definitely time. Fake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because not all black people can be a voice for me. Absolutely. And yeah, they sure can't. We need this.
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to get all the questions. Khadijah, where did you send that to? Because I'm looking for it.
Messenger. Your Facebook Messenger.
It just popped up right now.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna share this because my sister won't make sure I share this.
Because we always talk about representation, and we're saying everybody black can't speak for us, but we need someone in the school district that can speak to the needs of black people for real that are connected to the community. We have a lot of surface black people that serve, and they don't have any connection to the community. They don't even work with children. They don't even have a need or a love for children. And so Rolanda's running for Sac City Unified School District Trustee Area 3. So you all can connect with her. She has Rolanda Wilkins. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. Rolanda Wilkins on Facebook at Rolanda Wilkins 71.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. So you
know
you can connect. You can also scan and go to her website, I believe, and see all the information, and then see what she's done. And somebody that has a long ties to the community.
Oh, that fell off.
I think it's necessary. So
I would say this. I think you could. Yeah, I think that you can. Like, Khadijah with me. We got the report on how black kids are doing in Sacramento County. I wasn't really shocked by it because I work in the area, but it was amazing watching all these black CBOs act like they were so goddamn shocked. And I thought to myself, well, what the fuck y'all doing in y'all community? Because this shit been like this as long as I can remember. And we just
love you too, Sybil. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments.
That's okay. And it's like we're doing worse. You know what I mean? And so I'm trying to make this damn thing. Okay. So I feel like you could help. I think when you help black youth, it does help everybody else. So you help other groups, it don't help black people. We've known that for the last 30, 40 years. We helped every group that came in here, and none of them have reached back to help us.
Hell no.
If anything, they made things harder for us.
They step on your shoulder to get higher.
They start speaking in your language like you don't even count.
Tasha said, "I agree. We have people in positions without purpose. This is a great move. Let us know how we can support you." Donetta said, "So proud." And yay.
Yay. So, all right, sissy, I did it. I shared it.
I'm just saying, we gotta put it out there and share it. It's important.
All right, family.
Hey, Khadijah, it was so good seeing you yesterday. Sorry under them circumstances, but it was good seeing you. And we're gonna do lunch scene soon, me, you, and Cookie.
Right on.
Yeah, those are my high school classmates, guys. 3,500. No, I'm not gonna start with you.
3,500.
3,500.
I love that.
But thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate you all engaging in conversation with us and dialogue. Remember to do something special for yourself on purpose because you deserve it. And we will see y'all next Sunday. I holla.